Taylor, thank you very much, and welcome to Week 8. It's already been a big 24 hours, if you will, in the Atlantic Coast Conference, and you're watching the ACC on ESPN. The Tigers are back home in the Valley to host SMU, and if you missed the first meeting last December, it was a classic.
Welcome everybody to Charlotte on a Saturday night for the ACC championship game.
Klubnik will take the shotgun snap, back to throw. Looks downfield, throws down the seam, caught. Westbrook breaks tackles into the end zone. He goes, touchdown.
First and goal at the 4. 20 seconds to go. Kevin Jennings takes the snap. They rush forward, throws end zone, and it is caught. Yes, touchdown, Roderick Daniels.
This will be an attempt of 56. Snap, kick on its way. It's a 56-yard field goal to send Clemson to the playoffs.
Oh my God, I can't believe he made that.
Again.
(34-31). How great to have the work of ESPN's Mark Kestisher and the longtime voice of the Tigers, Don Munson, to take us through the classic battle in Uptown Charlotte last December. Dabo Swinney's team went on the road, won 2 straight. They've come back with renewed enthusiasm today. SMU is here, and what's new? They have won 19 straight regular season games, and here come the Tigers. SMU takes the field, as I told you a moment ago, winner of 19 straight regular season conference games. And that means in their ACC history, they have gone 10-0. And of course, the Tigers are here, the penultimate program in this conference now for the better part of a decade. They've won 8 titles in the last 10 years. Great to be with Steve Addazio, Dana Boyle in just a moment. Wes Durham. Storyline of this week finally came to fruition earlier today, about 2 hours ago. Cade Klubnik came out, went through some limited warm-up, Steve, but he's not going to get the call. So his 34-game streak as Clemson starter is snapped today. And here comes young Christopher Vezina from Birmingham, Alabama. You're the head coach. What's he thinking? What are you thinking?
Well, he's thinking excitement. He's prepped all week for this opportunity. He's looking forward to it. Butterflies.
Yeah.
What am I thinking? I'm thinking, oh, man, here we go. We got a big game, bright lights. How's this going to go? But they've had him all week.
Well, when you look at Cade Klubnik, remember now, he sprained the ankle last week, late in the ball game at Boston College. But look, right to Christopher Vezina. He was somebody very active in pregame, staying with his teammates, not separated at all from this ball club today, right?
Yeah, he's a leader. He's a leader of this football team, and has that role, and he's going with it right now.
Yeah, Vezina, of course, limited action as a Tiger, highly recruited player out of Birmingham. There are those in the Clemson program that are excited to see him get this opportunity today. Garrett Riley, his offensive coordinator, shared with us yesterday he would be on that list, and Dana's was somebody that's really interested, Dabo Swinney.
Coach Swinney, Christopher Vezina will make his first collegiate start this afternoon. What do you expect from your quarterback today?
Expect him to play well. He's had a great week of preparation, and he's worked his butt off, to have this opportunity, and expect him to play well.
On the other side of the field, known commodity in SMU quarterback Kevin Jennings. How do you minimize his ability to extend the plays?
Yeah, that's easier said than done. Yeah, he's a great player. He's a quadruple threat. He's not a triple threat. I mean, he's just a great player. We got our hands full. We've got to have great rush lane integrity. We've got to change it up as far as how we pressure him, whether it's 4-man, 5-man, 6-man, same thing with the coverage. And you got to cover forever. All right, so you got to play till the whistle blows, and when we get a chance to get our hands on him, we got to get him down.
Good luck with that. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, Dabo Swinney with Dana Boyle. Let's take a look at what we want to watch for today. It is presented by Subaru, and you just see the different dynamic involved in somebody like Kevin Jennings. Of course, he's accounted for 51 total touchdowns, 5,700 yards, and 19 starts, Steve. And Christopher Vezina now, it's a whole different deal. But when you talk about number 7 for the Mustangs, Dabo's right. You're talking about the whole package here now.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about Jennings here, his ability right now to keep plays alive, keep his eyes down the field and find his target are incredible. Look at this behind-the-back pass he has here. I mean, that just shows his athleticism, his ability to create plays, and then, of course, still find that open receiver. And that's a unique ability, and Clemson's going to have to find a way to keep him in the pocket and stop him from creating those big plays.
So you see Kevin Jennings getting ready to play in a hostile environment. Probably not since State College, Pennsylvania in the first round of the college football playoff has Jennings been to this kind of environment. That did not go well for the Mustangs or Kevin Jennings that day last December. Sure, it was a lot colder. It's a beautiful October Saturday here in the upstate today. I think it's going to be fascinating to see how SMU handles this. But Clemson, who's been the aggressor on offense the last 2 weeks, is going to get the ball first, and that means Christopher Vezina. And Steve Dabo shared with us yesterday they only recruited 2 quarterbacks in the class of 23. Christopher Vezina and Arch Manning. That was it.
Wow, that's saying something. They believe in him, and they're excited for his opportunity. They feel like he had a great week. It's his time to shine and take this team right now. He's got Cade Klubnik behind him, helping him from the sideline. It should be fun.
So here is Vezina to work. 6'4", 210-pound sophomore, Briarwood Christian in Birmingham. Adam Randall, a converted wide receiver, of course, is the running back. He's 11th in the ACC in rushing at 67 yards a game. Clemson had points on their first 7 possessions last week. There's a throw to Williams on the perimeter, and the hit is made right away by Alexander Kilgore, the linebacker. And while it's great to have Antonio Williams in the lineup, for SMU's perspective, they love seeing Kilgore make a play in space at linebacker.
No question. He's been hobbled, and to see him do that is reassuring to the defense. But they gave an opportunity here for Vezina to get started here with an easy little throw out into the flat and get him warmed up.
Loss of 2 on the play on the throw. Now they're going to hand the ball to Randall, and he'll break free. Up the middle goes Adam Randall, and it's a first down. Right to the 35-yard line. Wachovia makes the tackle. It's a run of 12 for the Tigers.
And that's what Clemson's going to have to do today. They've got to be able to have their running game come strong for them and take a little pressure off of Christopher Vezina, and that'll go a long way. It's a great way to start first down.
A little bit of a change up front for the Tigers as well. Braden Jacobs, the true freshman from Milton High School, getting the start at the left tackle spot today. More on him later. Here's another carry by Randall. He'll rip free from Imba, but he got enough of him to limit the carry to just better than 2 on first down. Adam Randall, a senior from Myrtle Beach, in his 44th game as a Tiger. He's had at least one touchdown in each of the first 6 games this year for Clemson.
He's a heck of a player. He's got great change of direction and acceleration, and he's got to show up big today for Clemson.
That's Williams in motion from the far side. Vezina to throw, trying to hit it back inside, and the catch is made. William nettles the tackle, and the hit was made, and that's TJ Moore, the sophomore from Key West.
Again, I like the play selections right now, giving an opportunity for Christopher Vezina to settle in right now with these shorter throws, putting it in the hands, spreading the ball to the playmakers. I think that's a good logic right now. I think, you know, good play calling here by Garrett Riley to start this game off.
Clemson wants to be aggressive. They want to get the ball to playmakers. But they also said, in almost a defining statement, we have to prove today we can run the ball. And here's Vezina keeping it, but he's not going to get the first down. He'll be tackled at least a yard short. Cam Robertson, big number 9 off the edge, makes the play for the Mustangs, and Clemson's going to punt.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. The tight end lost his block here, and that's why there was penetration in the backfield. But that particular call for me is a little surprising, to tell you the truth. You know, I mean, you're depleted at the quarterback position. I don't know if you want your next in line to be running the ball on a critical 4th down, but that's what they did and came up short.
Jack Smith, Saraland, Alabama to punt it away. Ymir Knight, 2nd in the ACC, 14th nationally, averaging about 14 yards a return. Will try and gather this, and does inside the 10, and got hit right on the number. Tigers were down to cover it on a 50-yard punt. And Clemson was right there. And it looks like Hannafin was the guy that made the play. So 3 minutes in, the Mustangs are going to start backed up inside their 5. Look at Roman Hannafin on teams here, Steve.
Yeah, he got on top of the gunner controls, what we call stack 'em. And he got right on top of them and was able to get down and make a great play. And really, you know, put SMU on the long field here. That's hard. So that's a hell of a special teams play by Clemson.
TJ Harden is the running back. First down, Jennings tries to get it on the perimeter, and this is Jameer Knight. And he'll get across the 15. Out toward the 17, 18-yard line goes Knight. Sammy Brown, sophomore linebacker from Commerce, Georgia, who's Clemson's leading tackler coming in on the stop. Tempo very quickly here for SMU. No surprise there. And this is TJ Harden. And he will get to the first down spot at the 20 before he got knocked back by Peter Woods and Khalil Barnes.
Well, what they did, they put Khalil down in the box that time. And, you know, simple Simon, SMU had 6 blockers. Clemson had 7 defenders.
Yeah.
And that's not a good matchup right there.
Rhett Lashley, 33-14. He's undefeated in the ACC during the regular season, 10-0. And we got an early move by Savion Byrd at the left tackle spot for the Mustangs.
False start. Offense, number 54. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Referee today is Mike Roach. And we also have our access with the Game Day Operations Center. And you see a little bit of an early flinch by Byrd.
It's kind of interesting in that, though. You know, both he and Logan Parr were both going off sides. You wonder if there was a little bit of erratic voice inflection there by the quarterback. Of course, that's spoken from an ex-line coach.
Pistol set here. In motion comes Jordan Hudson. Play fake by Jennings. Quick throw back to Hudson on a switch route, and he gets nothing on the play. Terrific pursuit by Barnes and Jones. That's Ricardo Jones, sophomore from Warner Robins, making just his 6th start here.
Yeah, really well done in space. Sure tackle. Gathered himself, broke down the power, and then wrapped up and dropped them. And that's put him in a tough 2nd and long situation. Those are tough play calls right now.
2nd down, 15 after the penalty, of course, and the stop for no gain. Play fake by Jennings. Wants to go deep. He'll check it down here to the near side. And that is Knight, or Chris Johnson, the running back, 6, not 8, on the catch and carry.
It put him nicely, though, back into a 3rd and manageable. That was a good 10-yard gain on 2nd and long. So now they're 3rd and manageable. It opens up the playbook now. So now, you know, you're not just in that long shot. The defense can't just pin their ears back on you here. You've got quarterback run, you've got screen, you've got draw, you've got crossing routes underneath. So they're back in shape here at 3rd and 4 to 5.
Jennings going to go empty and deploy 1 to the boundary and 4 to the field here, including Hibner, the tight end. Jennings wants to throw, and in trouble. The Tigers are there. Will Helt was there. Sammy Brown, 47, led the charge.
Well, that's what you call a simulated pressure. They brought 4, but they dropped out a lineman, and what they did was they rushed a linebacker, and that's a simulated pressure that confused the protection and resulted in an opportunity for Clemson to get the ball back here.
Kevin Jennings is hobbling. Kate Klubnik not playing today because of a right ankle. Kevin Jennings hobbling on his left. Bryant Wesco waits on the punt from McSparron. Not a great punt by the Aussie. It's going to hit and check up at the 35, and Wesco touched it and fumbled it, but it's going to bounce out of bounds into the Clemson bench. Almost a disastrous return for the Tigers. 43-yard punt by McSparron. Jennings is on the bench talking to De'Aaron King. We'll check on his status when we return. All right, Taylor, and you see the ACC standings. Georgia Tech 4-0. Virginia hosting Washington State later today. Non-conference game, and SMU plays here today at 2-0 after Miami's loss last night at home to Louisville. And now we got a penalty flag, and Mike Roach in discussion with his group.
Looked like Brandon Jacobs might have moved a little bit, the young left tackle.
And here is referee Roach.
False start. Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty, first down.
All right, now I'm going to tell you, when Braden Jacobs moves, everybody knows it.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Wes. It's funny, though. I watched a couple plays earlier. He's got some quick feet, though.
Doesn't he?
Huh? Ooh, man.
18 years old, 6'7", 355 is Braden Jacobs.
Yeah.
Son of the great Super Bowl champion, former Auburn running back Brandon Jacobs. Here's the throw, and Antonio Williams to the edge, and a shoe-top tackle by William Nettles. And now how about let's do a little family workout. There's Brandon, terrific pro player. That's him on the right. He looks like he's trying to get his dad to buy him candy. And that's Braden on the left, Steve. Good night.
He is huge. I mean, oh my goodness.
I mean, there's big, and then there's this.
And then there's this, and can move.
Oh, yeah. The old O-line coach up here, Dana, just is loving watching Jacobs. And Vizina goes to the right side and took a big lick but falls forward. It'll be 3rd down and maybe about 5 after Moses made the hit, Dana.
Well, Dabo said it. He said on paper, he's the best tackle I've ever signed. And when I talked to some of his teammates this week, one being Sammy Brown, he said he's really mean on the football field, but if you can believe it, he's pretty gentle off the field and pretty kind. I don't know about that. I don't know if I'm buying it.
He's got a world-class face mask.
I was just going to say the same thing.
Great.
That's like, wow, I haven't seen that thing before.
Like one of those curly Colton Chiefs face masks from back in the day. Here's Vizina, and nice throw and catch, and that'll be a 1st down.
Yeah,
Christopher Vizina to Christian Bettencourt, the freshman from Lake North, Illinois.
They had set the tight up. He's tight end up. Throw a short little curl route. Nice throw. Critical 3rd down completion. These are confidence builders. I like what I'm seeing right now out of Christopher Vizina. I like the way he's attacking the game right now, and you want to see that.
1st down and 10 it'll be. Ball at the 48 of the Tigers on their 2nd possession. Vizina wants to throw. Pressure coming. Hit as he does. That ball is recovered if it indeed is a fumble. SMU, of course, wants it to be ruled a fumble. There's no signal from Mike Roach and his crew. It was Maizano that got him.
Going on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense.
There it is. And the recovery to Ja'Kai Lang, the defensive end. Another look at this. Watch Maizano, Steve.
Yeah, I felt like his arm was coming forward here, and I still do, watching the replay. So we'll see how I think they're going to reverse this call.
Previous plays under further review.
Well, that means we get to visit with the Game Day Operations Center in Uptown Charlotte in the Atlantic Coast Conference headquarters. And Mike Roach will go to the review.
See if the card gives me anything.
So I'm also looking at the far handheld.
Yes. Far handheld. Okay.
Hey guys, Michael's here. Ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense.
Okay, so here's one shot from the cart, Mike.
Yep, we're just trying to see if it's empty hand or there's control of it moving forward, right?
Might be a little bit blurry.
Yeah, so let's
look at the far handheld.
Let's go far handheld.
Detail.
They've already looked at that one too. C is from behind.
So we're looking for control in the hand. The hand's coming forward, and
like
I don't see anything with any of the looks we've seen so far that's going to be enough to overturn this.
I don't either. Let's look at this last replay here. It's zoomed in. Yeah, see right there. I don't think
he has control of it when he's coming.
I don't think he has control.
Yeah,
Mike, agree with that?
Agreed.
Yep.
Ruling on field is upheld.
Upheld. Thank you, guys.
Clock is good.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
What incredible access and communication and teamwork, Steve, to determine that.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. It'll be a 1st down for SMU.
Partisans, obviously, here at Frank Howard Field don't like it. Turnover by the Tigers is their 6th fumble of the year.
Well, I tell you what, I felt initially that would be overturned, but watching that and watching their explanation of that, it's pretty clear that they did not feel he had control in his hand. and you saw that clip, and it looked like it was loose in his hand before the motion came forward. So as hard a pill as that is to swallow here for the Clemson faithful, I think they got that call right. But Wes, that access was incredible. I loved it myself listening to it.
Maizano forced the fumble. Ja'Kai Lang the recovery. Mustangs at midfield with Jennings backing up gingerly and threw it out there. Did Brown pick it? No, it hit the ground, incomplete. It got deflected. Kevin Jennings on the drop back looked real ginger, and you could tell still favoring the left ankle.
Yeah, he's short stepping back, which is a signal that he can't really push off of his ankle. So that'll be something to follow here.
His backup is the true freshman Ty Hawkins, who has played in a couple of ball games already this year, but not in anything of this magnitude or landscape. Grant Lashley knows his quarterback's a little dinged up here. Quick handoff. Harden drops his shoulder and drives forward. He'll get 3, maybe 4. Hannafin down the box, playing in that rover spot. It's interesting. Well, Tom Allen enjoyed the visit very much with the longtime defensive coordinator yesterday. Talked about some of the moves they've had to make in the secondary. They had Khalil Barnes. They had Barnes playing over at the Tiger spot. They've had to get Hannafin spotted up. There's Ty Hawkins throwing at the SMU bench, Steve. Clemson finally a little bit offensively. I know they're playing with more confidence. Also feels like defensively they are as well.
Yeah, no question on defense. I think that's been a work in progress for the last few weeks, and you can start to see it come together.
Third down, Jennings quick throw and short of the first down by 5 yards on a ball intended for Romello Brinson. So Hampton was there in coverage, and here's a look at the play that Jennings kind of backed off from, and this is where the ankle got twisted again. Oh. And remember, it's his left ankle that he's favoring.
That just looks like one of those deals where he's carrying that injury forward from week prior to, and it's a little sensitive, and he's going to deal with that in this game.
No points off the turnover. They'll punt it away with McSparron again. Wesco averaging almost 10 yards a return. Clemson as a team, 6.9 through their first 6 games. McSparron trying to hang this high in the corner, and that's going to bounce into the end zone. And it will be a touchback for the Tigers.
What's interesting?
No score at Tigertown. Back after this. In this facility, Dabo Swinney made his debut as the Tigers interim head coach against Paul Johnson and Georgia Tech. Demarius Thomas from Josh Nesbitt late. The Jackets come from behind to win 21-17. But the legacy of Dabo Swinney was born that day with the Tiger Walk and all sorts of other things. He took over a 3-3 team. He said that to us yesterday, and it's been full speed ahead since. He's the winningest coach in ACC history and holder of 2 national titles, Dana.
Well, Wes and Steve, there's a lot of pink in the stadium, and there's a meaningful purpose behind that. You see him on the sidelines in pink in the stadium. Not only is it the breast cancer awareness game, Wes and Steve, but breast cancer prevention and research has been one of the core focus areas of Clemson head coach Dabo Swinney and his wife Kathleen's All-In Team Foundation. Breast cancer has impacted the Swinney family personally. As we know, Dabo's wife Kathleen lost her sister Lisa to breast cancer at the age of 49. Now, there's some coaches who care about the community, but Dabo Swinney takes it to an entirely new level, Wes. He has changed lives.
Yeah, no question about it. He and Kathleen and the all-in ball and all these other things, Steve, the support they get, they do have a servant attitude about the football program at Clemson.
Oh, it's real, and you can feel it when you talk to him. It's his purpose, and it's really remarkable and something that I really deeply respect and have for years.
Yep. And he and Kathleen have done just a marvelous job leading the way. They've got great sponsorship help, obviously, and folks, but the commitment level and the people in pink today is amazing. Kevin Jennings, we're keeping an eye on his left ankle. He was in the medical tent during the timeout. Very quickly, 3rd and short here. Randall going to get hit right at the line of scrimmage and stopped. Boy, look at that. That was Cam Robertson off the edge, and then I saw Maizano and Wu Spencer. Look at 5 in there for the Mustangs.
Now they run a really simple split zone here, and really the back should have stayed inside right now. Adams should have stayed inside that kickout block. He bounced it out and created his own problems there.
Clemson on 4th downs got the offense on the field here. Tigers are 10 of 19 this year on 4th down. And Dabo Swinney's letting this play clock wind down. And is he going to take the timeout? Yes, he does. 1 on the play clock is when it's whistled.
Takes its first time out of the half.
4th and less than a yard for the Tigers. We're still scoreless at Clemson. Clemson. Dabo Sweeney calls a timeout. It's 4th and about a foot. Clemson looks like they're going to punt. Steve, I'm surprised. The broadcaster over here would go for this. Maybe not the coach, but the broadcaster would go.
Yeah, I already told you I would punt the ball. I think this is the right decision. You don't want to give SMU momentum right now. I think the game's young. You got a young quarterback. SMU quarterback is dinged up right now. Punt the ball, play some defense, and we got a lot of ball left to go here now. So that would be my take, Wes. But you know what? There are those that would say it's too conservative. Go for it.
Yeah, and Clemson's been aggressive offensively in each of their last 2 games. But they will punt with Smith here on 4th down. Yamir Knight waits at the 28. And a pretty good high tight spiral out of Smith that'll force Knight to make a fair catch right at the 30. Don't forget game 3 of our triple header coming up tonight. Following our coverage here at Clemson, you get Pitt and Pat Narduzzi. Boy, talk about a win last Saturday. They get Fran Brown in the orange tonight at the JMA Wireless Dome. 7:30 ACC Primetime presented by ServPro. Chris Cotter, Max Brown, Kendra Douglas will take good care of you tonight on ACC Network. Oh boy, Kevin Jennings is back out there, and the Mustangs going to play from the 30. All right, Steve, how do you handle the injury here with Jennings? Do you get some balls out of there in the pass game quick, or how's this work?
Yeah, I think you hand it off a couple times, or you get the ball out quick. Try not to get him on the run too much.
Jennings going to sail it for Hudson. It's caught. 25-20. 10-5, Jordan Hudson, an SMU touchdown. It's 70 yards.
You're going to watch right now. They're going to run a route, which is kind of like an inside fade route by the number 3 receiver. He's going to get it over his shoulder. There's a breakdown in coverage. They caught him in a 1 high coverage. And I'm surprised, you know, Jordan Hudson's got speed for days, and he went right by him. But we had talked to Tom Allen. They say they're going to play a little bit more zone, but in that case right there, they got him in that deep 1 high safety structure, and they put stress on the safety. So
Jordan Hudson, the long ball here from Jennings. We talked about maybe throwing it. Didn't know they could pull this.
They flooded the zone, Wes. They put 3 receivers on that one side across short, medium, and long, and they stressed the coverage by doing that. It was a good call, but you know, and it's funny, you're watching Jennings. He's ginger on his feet back there, but he's able to rally up and throw an accurate ball.
Hudson, by the way, in his 47th collegiate game, started his career at TCU. It's a career best catch for the young man from Garland, Texas. And Dana, right back to the iPad with De'Aaron King goes Kevin Jennings.
Well, what's interesting about De'Aaron King and Kevin Jennings is they've basically been in lockstep since they both arrived at SMU. Of course, De'Aaron King played for Rhett Lashley at Miami, and Rhett Lashley told us there's a certain relatability that De'Aaron King brings to the field and to the team that they can't necessarily get from their head coach. You got to put the VHS tapes in to watch Rhett Lashley's highlights. All these guys on the sidelines, they know what De'Aaron King did at Miami.
Yeah.
Boy, Danny, you went right back to the VHS tapes, you know.
I know what the VHS tapes are.
Do you really?
Yes, I do.
I'm finding that hard to believe right now.
Clemson will watch it go in the end zone. De'Aaron King, of course, with Rhett Lashley at Miami. Remember, he transferred from Houston into the program at Miami. Remember, it was he and Mackenzie Milton at Florida State that kind of took us into NIL on that July night. Wow. You know?
And here he is.
And here he is coaching. And Rhett Lashley and Casey Woods, Steve, both speak so highly of a young De'Aaron King and his potential as a coach.
Well, yeah, no doubt. And that whole program is like that. You know, you can tell that's a family there. They all support each other on that staff. It's really cool to be around all of them.
That's Sapp in motion, the tight end. Bazina going to throw here, and oh boy. They did not even turn the back. Adam Randall flooded out of the backfield to the boundary side and did not even look. And if he turns and catches this, he might run a while.
Yeah, he's running a wheel route right here as opposed to a flat route. There's a breakdown there right now, so that's why he didn't turn his back. He would have snapped back to the ball on a flat route, but he was looking going down the field for the deeper throw on the wheel route. So it's just a breakdown, miscommunication.
2nd and 10. Bazina out of the pocket. Up the ladder, that's Randall again. Picks up almost 8. It'll be 3rd down and about 3 for the Tigers. Zakai Barker makes the stop.
Well, 3rd down and 3. It'd be interesting to see how they handle the Zena in this down and distance. I mean, is this a situation here now? Who do they want to get the ball to? And I think, you know, Antonio Williams is the guy that they really want to get the ball to. So it'll be interesting to see if that's where the target is.
Zena on 3rd and 3. Tried the middle, now has to bail. Up in the pocket, trying to find some room, and we'll get a couple, but still be a yard and change short. Went right into the teeth of the Mustang defense. Clemson's just one of their first 4 on 3rd down.
Well, here, you know, SMU is playing a 2-deep coverage. Cover 2 with 2 hard corners right now. There's nowhere to go with that football. So he got kind of stuffed in that pocket, tried to break out last minute. That's a coverage sack, and it's a great call by SMU and Scott Simons in terms of changing play. Cover 2, 2 hard corners, funneling the receivers.
And once again, here is Jack Smith to punt it away for Clemson. Hangs it high for Ymir Knight. There'll be another fair catch made right around the 19-yard line. So the Mustangs, after a 47-yard punt from Smith, going to start right around the 18 or 19-yard line. And 3 snaps ago, Kevin Jennings did this, Steve, to Jordan Hudson.
It's interesting, you know, they chose a pocket movement where they move him, but they don't naked him because of his injury to his ankle. But I love the route concept, and I love the fact that they found their guy, Jordan Hudson, deep down the field.
All right, you got a quarterback dinged up here. You know he's not great mobility-wise. You try and just get the ball out fast here. Is that your #1 objective if you're Rhett Lashley and Casey Woods?
I mean, that's a part of their game, so for sure, yes. But even on that last touchdown play, they moved the pocket. They didn't really naked him, sprint him out. So it's a little different.
Ball at the 19, and we'll get 2, maybe 3 on the carry. It is the UCLA transfer, TJ Hart. Here's the one thing Tom Allen, though, talked about with us yesterday, the Tigers defensive coordinator. Now the off-platform stuff, the Kevin Jennings extend the play stuff is probably in peril for Rhett Lashley.
Well, it's going to be harder. He's not the same guy right now in terms of movement skills, for sure, but he'll still give you something.
Play fake, Jennings back foot throw, sailing it down the far side. Was Brinson in bounds? No, out of bounds into the Mustang bench was Romello Brinson.
I think there's a look right now of him throwing a little bit, not with his feet underneath him, and that ball sailed just a little uncharacteristically, you know, for Kevin Jennings. So that might be just a small little window of what that ankle injury is doing to him right now.
So here is the 3rd down and 7 play. And Rhett Lashley wants a timeout. So we'll keep it here at Tiger Town. Under 2 minutes to go in this opening frame. Big 3rd and 7 coming up really for both schools, but SMU's got the first big play of the game on the 70-yard throw to Hudson.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, you saw right there that Clemson was going to play 1 high deep safety right there. Maybe that's not what Rhett Lashley thought they were going to get right there. So you know, they're going to gather themselves and try to put together the best route structure, the best plan here, you know, on 3rd and 7 for what they think they're going to get on defense. Are they going to get zone? Are they going to get man? Where's the pressure coming from? You know, because Kevin's not as mobile right now.
You run the ball, play it safe?
You sure could, you know, but my guess would be here they might throw like one of those screens or one of those jets, you know.
Don't forget, after the game, full analysis of another big Saturday in the ACC. ACC Huddle final score after the game tonight on ACCN and always on the ESPN app. 3rd down, it's a full 7 for Jennings. Pair of stacks in the formation. Play fake, quick throw, oh my. Tried to get it out in space. It was intended for Hudson, and it's ruled incomplete, even though Ashton Hampton scooped it up and ran it into the west end zone.
Going on the field is an incomplete pass. It'll be 4th down.
There was a glimmer of hope by the partisans here at Clemson. Ooh. Wow, that was Hampton.
That was violent, no question about it. Violent hit.
Second 3 and out for the Mustangs in 4 possessions. Clemson's last 2 possessions have been 3 and out.
Clemson could really use a special teams play here right now. Get a strong punt return and get them on the short field and maybe go back to their run game and try to settle in and chip away at this thing a little bit.
Wesco's longest punt return, 17 at Chapel Hill. He'll start off the 33. Now he'll cut back here near side. And tackled shy of the 40-yard line is Bryant Wesco. 46-yard punt by McSparron, and it's Tribbett, the long snapper, transfer from Colorado State, who made the play. So with 91 seconds to go in this first quarter, Christopher Vezina is 5 of his first 6. He had the only turnover on the fumble after the hit by Maizano. But Clemson has 58 yards of offense, Steve, and averaging less than 4 a play.
Yeah, well, you know, he's 5 of 6, but the thing is that these are just short little throws. We haven't gotten any chunk throws here yet. They're going to have to do that to create some passing game explosives.
Randall in the backfield. Ball got fumbled. Randall tried to pick it up. That's going nowhere. Ryan Linthicum is the veteran center. It's his 21st start. We'll get another look here at the exchange.
Yeah, this is just a dropped ball. The snap is fine. He drops it, and then, you know, smart headsy play here by Randall to pick it up, be decisive, but it's getting him off schedule now. Now we're back into this, you know, 2nd and 13 type of football. So now they got to try to go back here and see if they can pick up a good 10-yard play, 8 to 10-yard play, and get him back in normal down distance.
Here's Vezina handing the ball again, and boy, SMU flowing hard to the football. That's Ahmad Moses from the secondary coming down the line. Look at this. Wow. Moses will come get you now. Got 2 interceptions.
That's interesting.
Mustangs out of the secondary.
They brought the safety down into the hole, and they still play 2 deep behind it. That was kind of an interesting defense. Well designed to try to get an extra hat at the ball.
Got Wesco here to the near side against Marcellus Barnes. 3 receivers to the top. Vezina looking toward Wesco, and that got batted down, and over to scoop it up was a Mustang on a ball intended for Randall. So it's incomplete, and now another 3 and out offensively for Clemson here. That's 3 straight 3 and outs.
Yeah, this is a drop ball here, and this is where, you know, people have got to help Christopher Vezina out, you know, and all of a sudden you feel a little bit of that negative momentum right now. You know, you can hear it in the stands, you can kind of feel it. That's not positive for an inexperienced quarterback. Guys have got to step up and rally now to help him. And on the flip side, of course, SMU has got to grab a hold of this momentum a little bit here right now and see if they can get another ball in the end zone.
Smith got that away in traffic to Ymir Knight, who was set for a return. Really chaos on the punt and chaos on the catch. Here in the final 4 seconds of this first quarter. Just a 32-yard punt by Smith.
Kind of a low-driven punt, too. I thought we'd get a little return there, but there was an opportunity, but we weren't able to capitalize. The pressure was too great. Poor blocking on the return team.
Quarterback think tank. You got Vezina. That's Trent Perriman to his left. And then to the other side of Garrett Riley is a young freshman, Chris Denson. And then, if you need any more help, that's Hunter Helms, who's been a walk-on candidate at Clemson for years out of West Columbia, who went to Rhode Island for a year and has come back, and he's almost like a student coach in his last year of eligibility.
Wow, he pulled it right out of Rhode Island. That's my neck of the woods. I like it.
Well, from Columbia, he just went to play 1 year at Rhode Island. Harden on the carry off the 33, and that'll be the final play of the period. We have had one big explosive play in this game, and SMU made it count. 70 yards. Kevin Jennings to Jordan Hudson. And it is the difference in the ball game through the first 15 at Clemson. Back at Clemson, we get ready for quarter number 2. Here's a look at the facts and filaments of the opening 15. You see the rush yards. SMU's only got 1. 91 in the throw game and 70 on one swing, and the two teams are 1 for 8. Clemson's averaging 3 yards a play. SMU would be under 2 if you take out the pass to Hudson, which you don't, of course. Chris Johnson gets the Mustang started on first down, but a flag, no flag on the play.
Chris Johnson made an unbelievable cut right there. That
was
great. Put his foot in the ground and got vertical. Crazy deal.
Look at the Steve is a coach 8 of 23 in their last 2 games here. Is that a concern?
That's a concern. Yeah. You got to keep that third down conversion deal is huge, man, because that means you're not keeping the offense on the field.
So 3rd down and 7 now. That is Hittner, the tight end, in motion. And here's Jennings looking to throw. Quick shot inside. Brinson the catch. First down across the 45. Ashton Hampton promptly wrapped up Romello Brinson, who kept scrapping to midfield. Ends up being a 14-yard throw.
Nice job of clearing the coverage out, hit that little slant underneath, and then I like the way he's battling for the extra yards. I mean, a real physical approach. Look at that. Look at that. Driving his legs. I mean, this is a big drive right now for SMU. I think they can feel it, and I'm sure the coach told us silent. We got to go get points right now, man. We got 7. We got to go get 7 more.
Yep. That's McFall, who came back into the backfield. He'll get the carry. Look at Derek McFall. He got almost 10 on first down. Ricardo Jones, the stop of the redshirt freshman from Tyler.
What I don't like on that play for Clemson is you got a bunch of defenders here that are stuck on blocks right there. And you know, he's got a free shot running that ball, and +9. Yeah. And this is a shot down right now, man. 2nd and inches right here. This is a shot down for SMU. Take a shot. Play action shot right here. And then come back and get the first down if you don't make it.
Hudson goes to the top of the screen in the formation against Ashton Hampton. Play fake. Jennings from the pocket. Kevin going to run with this now. And he'll throw it out of bounds before he had a chance to get to the first down. And that didn't look exactly very comfortable on behalf of the quarterback.
No. I mean, I understand you're hobbled here. I get it totally. But just get vertical and get your first down here right now. I don't know about that. And I understand he's trying to take care of himself. But at some point, sometimes you got to go get that little half a yard right there now.
Jeremiah Alexander, the Alabama transferred linebacker, was in pursuit of Jennings. They're going to go straight ahead. That's Harden moving the stack. First down for SMU.
I tell you, TJ Harden runs hard, though. He's a big physical presence, and he just low pad, ran in there with low pads and knocked people back, cleared it out. I got to tell you, though, Wes, every time I watch this stuff, 4th and short like that drives me crazy. Teams don't get under center like that. I mean, you got to, you're in the shotgun. You're just giving a chance for the defense to penetrate. But I'm sorry, every week I say that. It drives me a little nutty. These great athletes, they can't take a snap under center. Come on.
2.5 gone in the second. Look at here, under center.
There you go.
Almost on cue. They're going to hand it to Johnson on the sweep, trying to get to the perimeter. Rides the Hittner block for a couple of more yards to about the 34-yard line. Khalil Barnes, who's in his junior campaign and playing, makes his 25th start today, does Barnes. This guy, freshman All-America in 2023 with 3 interceptions.
Well, he just defeated Matt Hittner, who's a really good blocker out in the perimeter.
Yes.
He defeated him and made the tackle. That tells you a little something about Khalil Barnes now.
Yeah, he is full talent. He's number 7 in the orange. 2nd down, 7 for the Mustangs. It's Knight in motion. Here's Jennings faking the toss. And trying to loop it from Maryland and cannot get it to him. First time he's targeted the terrific tight end, R.J. Maryland.
Well, they've got R.J. Maryland. Clemson's in man coverage, and he's going to work the linebacker right now, and he's got him beat. But unfortunately, right now, Kevin Jennings can't set his feet. I mean, he's just throwing off his ankles bothering him, and those passes aren't accurate.
Right.
That was a good play, good structure, but he couldn't make that throw.
SMU started 0 for 3, but they've hit their last 2 on 3rd down. Full 7 here. Clemson brings 4. Jennings from the pocket across the middle and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, freshman Jalen Cooper. Avion Terrell, junior from Westlake High School in Atlanta, in coverage. And here comes Sam Keltner, who hit last week against Stanford from 48. This will be from 51. Keltner on the year is 4 for 7.
That was a heck of a play on defense, that last play, Wes. It really was. The way he broke that, separated that ball.
Kick is away, and Keltner right down the middle. It's a career best for Keltner. This redshirt freshman from Keller, Texas, has made it SMU 10, Clemson nothing on ACC Network.
Introducing Verts. Swipe for news and highlights. Now available on the ESPN app.
Back at Frank Howard Field, Memorial Stadium, Clemson, South Carolina. Kevin Jennings and De'Aaron King going over the clips. Sam Keltner, 51-yard field goal. It's 10-0 SMU. There'll be no return. Tigers are going to scrimmage from out at their 25-yard line. Let's check with Dana Boyle.
Well, Wes and Steve, I've been really impressed with the level of engagement of quarterback Cade Klubnik. Obviously not available to go, dealing with a right ankle injury, but he has been so active on the sidelines. He's with his receivers. He hasn't sat down at all. He's with Vizina on the sidelines. And Steve, I know you have to love this. We saw him get after the O-line on that last possession.
Yeah, Dana, I mean, that's what needs to happen right now. You got to tell those guys, hey, man, you got to put the offense on your shoulders. We got to rise up. We got to go. And he's doing that, and that's good to see. You know, probably you also need Christopher Vizina doing that as well. But you got it, Dana. So important.
Freshman Gideon Davidson, the number 3 running back in the ESPN 300 a year ago, into the ball game at the running back spot. And there's a quick shot play to T.J. Moore. That'll be a first down. That's 12 yards. Equals the longest play of the day for the Tigers. Ball may have gotten deflected on the way to Moore. Oh yeah, took a lick there.
Yeah, that ball was tipped.
Yeah, well,
it was definitely tipped. It came out, you know, like a wounded quail there, but he's able to pull it down and get a first down.
Davidson stays in the ball game. Here's Vizina back across the middle again. Antonio Williams right in the middle of the field at the 47. 10-yard throw, so 22 yards on a pair of completions now.
Yeah.
Christopher Vizina right out of the gate here on this 6th possession of the first half for Clemson.
You know, I think, Wes, as they build confidence here, mix in the run game, though, they have to take some shots. They got to get the ball down the field a little bit. These, you know, you need explosive plays. You can't go into half with minimal explosives.
Garrett Riley told us yesterday, plenty of arm talent for this young man from Birmingham. Here's Vizina. There's your shot play, Steve. And it is caught. No, Wesco could not clutch it. Oh, my goodness. Bryant Wesco Jr. could not reel in a ball, and he was ahead of 3 white shirts in the SMU secondary.
I mean, this is just a misjudged ball. The ball was beautiful. This is one of their best players. They say he's an NFL prospect, but you look at Christopher Vizina. He's unfazed, which is good to see, because there could be frustration after that.
Second in the full 10. Davidson, who's had some recent success on the ground, going to get about 4 on the play. Gideon had 45 yards and 11 carries in the last 2 ball games for Dabo Swinney. Big Terry Webb from Galveston makes the stop for the Mustangs. So this is 3rd down and 7 now.
Yeah, 3rd and 7. They got to make a play here, and I haven't seen him do a lot of pocket movement right now with Vizina. So I would anticipate he's going to drop. You know, he's going to drop back here, and they're going to try to get a first down through the throw game and try to create some sort of get fat in the zone here. SMU looks like they're playing cover 1.
There's a throw to Williams, trying to find a crease. Does. First down and more, and Antonio Williams down the near sideline. Tigers are in business now, and no surprise, 0 in the orange is the spark.
Yeah, well done here. They're able to get the offensive line. That's like a little bit of a quick jet screen out there. The line did a good job going downfield and blocking, and they're able to get some seams in here and make a critical first down. They needed that. That's a real confidence booster and a little bit of momentum builder. So here they are now in the high red. They need a good sequence of downs here. Stay on track on first down. Don't get behind the chains.
After 3 straight 3-and-outs, Clemson with his best offensive momentum of the day. Vizina again taking the look, looking for more. In stride. Touchdown Tigers. Six plays and 75 yards. And the first passing score of the career for Christopher Vizina. And the point after from Nolan Hooser is good. Tigers are on the board. Best offensive set they've had all day here, Coach.
No question. I mean, they nicely done. Way to get on the board.
32-yard strike gets Clemson to within 3. Vizina to Moore for 32 yards gets the Tigers cooking offensively. And let's go back here and look at this, because they had Wesco. He couldn't pull it in, and they really did a nice job here.
Yeah, they're able to just get the defense to move on Antonio Williams by bringing everybody out and then hitting that post cut back into the boundary for a touchdown here. A little skinny post, so everybody bites on Williams, and then versus one high man, they get behind the safety and hit that skinny post. That's really well done, and just a pump fake got with his eyes, got everybody off of that skinny post. Well done, man. Good offense.
Mustangs will watch the kick go through the end zone, so off the 25, and the Mustangs will go there now with a 3-point lead after the big strike. So we've had 2 big plays, one from each school. Jennings to Hudson went 70, and now Vizina to Moore went 32. And it usually takes 1 or 2 of those, Steve, and the fight's on now.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, Clemson desperately needed momentum, you know, and they got a taste of it right now. You can actually, you know, you feel a little in the stadium. The wind, it's pumping back up again.
Harden in the backfield with Jennings. Kevin to his right and hits Maryland on the corner. He's got 10, 15, knocked out of bounds out across the. It's right at the 40, Dana, so it's 15 for R.J. Maryland.
Well, Wes and Steve, just something to keep a note of. Ty Hawkins has been preparing as if he's going to go in relief for Kevin Jennings. Just something to keep an eye on.
Well, that's not hard to understand. I mean, Jennings is struggling, but I think he's going to keep battling.
Well, it's clear he is not a threat with his legs. You saw Will Helt wrap up T.J. Harden on the first down play after the throw to Maryland. I mean, and that's kind of the point I was trying to make earlier, Steve. All the off-platform stuff, all the extension stuff that Jennings can do, improvisationally or not, is eliminated now. So Tom Allen and the Clemson defense catch a bit of a break there. They don't have to account with the spy that he was talking about yesterday.
Exactly. I mean, you know, that's who he is. Or taking, you know, his injuries taking away what makes him special.
That's Knight in motion. Jennings to throw. Here's the pressure. Kevin loads and shoots it for the first down. And the catch made in traffic. Boy, what a grab that is by Hudson. Right between Hannafin and the linebacker Wade Woodhouse. 14-yard throw to Jordan Hudson.
Yeah, it's just a little curl route versus two deep man, two deep zone.
Jennings another throw. Look out. Wow. That's Hampton. Boy, we're seeing a really good corner safety combination today with Khalil Barnes and Ashton Hampton.
We call that triggering. He triggered. Wow. Look at that. I mean, come on, man. Matthew Hittner couldn't even get there. He didn't have a chance to make that block.
Yep, loss of 2 full on the play. Hampton is terrific. He's had 11 total tackles in the last 3, starting for the 11th time in his career today. He's got 3 career picks. There's McFall coming into the backfield. Play fake to him. Jennings again wants to throw. Wobbles to his right. Now going to sail it out of bounds, and it'll be 3rd down and a dozen.
Will
Helt was pressuring him.
Yeah, I gotta tell you the truth. I felt like he could have stayed in the pocket there and hung in there, and there was a good pocket. They let the back, you know, they're going to keep the back in here. They're going to pull the guard and keep the back in and max the protection right there. He did not need to bounce out there like that, you know. And then, you know, once he's out there, he's hobbled. He can't really set his feet on the move like he normally would do. So it's a little different game for him.
Also cutting the field off too, isn't he?
Yeah, no question.
3rd and a dozen. Harden has come back in the lineup. And we're going to get a whistle, a timeout for SMU.
Before the snap, SMU takes its 2nd timeout of the half.
So
it'll be a 30-second timeout.
That'll leave Rhett Lashley with 1 to go.
Well, they got that 5-up defense right there, you know, trying to put a lot of pressure on the protection right now. Which one of the 5, if all of them, are coming? And they apparently did not see what they wanted to see and didn't feel they had the right route structure call on. So good timeout.
Tom Allen, there he is. Of course, defensive coordinator a year ago at Penn State. former head coach at Indiana, longtime football guy.
Yeah, he's a heck of a coach. And like he told us yesterday, he came down out of the booth. He was up in the booth.
Yeah.
And then he switched with his son. Son went up. He came down because he needed to look young guys in their eye and instill confidence because he felt like they lacked confidence. So it appears that that's been a good adjustment.
You see the way the Tigers have lined up. 4 across. Jennings little shovel. This is Harden trying to find running room. Look, TJ Harden working upfield. This is going to be a first down. What second and third effort we got out of TJ Harden there.
Yeah.
SMU picks up the first down on just a terrific play by Harden.
Yeah, it really is a really good job by Harden. The snap was bobbled here by Jennings, so he did a good job himself. And then what individual effort here, making people miss, keeping the play going, keeping your balance, getting the first down.
1st and 10 at the 35. Jennings to his right. Now off balance throw toward the end zone, and Jordan Hudson didn't even play the ball. Ashton Hampton was there in stride.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, not a particularly smooth looking operation from SMU there offensively.
No, I'm not sure what they were trying to get done there. I mean, I'm not sure what they're doing. Kevin Jennings is hurt and he's sprinting out, and that looked like he was going to run, then pulled up late to throw, but everything looks a little off kilter.
Yeah.
I might let TJ Harden see if he can get a few yards running the ball here.
2nd and 10. 3-point ball game, inside 6 to go in this first half. And they're going to flip it on the reverse. Knight trying to get to the corner. Or no, Link Rhodes. And that's Jaheim Lawson knocking Rhodes down. The junior college transfer from Stockton, California is hit by the junior from, about 2 miles away in central South Carolina.
Well, I'll tell you, they've done a great job in the coverage of triggering on these perimeter blocks right now. They're beating the blocks of SMU in the perimeter and creating these negative yardage plays.
Loss of 3 on the play. And with 5:33 to play, SMU is huddling here. That's something Casey Woods told us might happen during the day, just to kind of see how they could change the tempo of the ball game.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's good to do that, to come together, look each other in the eye, especially in a tough away atmosphere like this.
Well, now, given the health of your quarterback, it might be a really good idea. Tigers only rush 3. Jennings shoots it up the field. Catch is made, and knocked down is the tight end Hibner. And Wood has the tackle, but on the play a moment ago.
Watch.
This is Jordan. They had a play go to the bench area.
Oh, boy. Look at that.
Oh, Jordan Hudson get hurt.
Yeah.
And that's the injured.
Yeah,
that
friendly
the injured
fire,
arm?
or whatever you want to call that.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
So here's a 48-yard try by Keltner. And the kick is away by Keltner, and it is good. So Sam Keltner, who won the kick job in week 3, has hit a 51 and 48-yarder in the first half at Clemson. 13-7 after the second field goal by Keltner. Look at Kevin Jennings and Ty Hawkins talking here as De'Aaron King looks over some clips on the iPad. And Steve, that's collaborative quarterback play right there with a veteran guy making his 20th career start and a young guy out of San Antonio who they've got very high hopes for in Ty Hawkins.
Well, Ty's got to be mentally in this game because at a moment's notice he could be running the offense.
Here is Randall on the kick return at the 15. Adam 20, 25, 30. Look out. Out toward the 32 before he got knocked down. 31-yard return. Now, remember, Jennings re-injured the ankle early in the ball game. And, Steve, to say he's been limited since might be an understatement.
Yeah, he certainly is hobbling, but I think that's an injury that is prior to this game and it just aggravated, and he's going to have to deal with it in the course of this game. He's their guy. He's got to make it happen. I'd like to see them adjust the offense for him a little bit and keep him a little bit less perimeter run crazy out there, you know, and let him try to set up in the pocket or utilize the tailback a little bit more.
Gideon Davidson stays in the ball game with Vizina here after the touchdown to Moore on their last possession. And here is Vizina from the pocket. And the crossing route, this is the freshman tight end Bettenker again. Tackled by Booker on the play. There's Brandon Booker. They've only got 4 linebackers healthy in Dallas this week. Booker, Maizano, Zakai Barker, and Alexander Kilgore. We've seen all 4, Steve.
Yeah.
Already in this first half.
Yeah, and they've struggled to stay healthy at that position, no doubt about that. Everybody's dealing with injuries this time of year. This is what's going on.
Second down for Vizina. From the pocket again. Here's Bettenker, the tight end, making a move, and he'll be chopped down shy of the first down. Barnes makes the tackle on the big freshman, 6'4", 245 pounds, and Marcellus Barnes off the field after. Well, no, he's going to stay on the field as they turn over some defensive linemen, but Barnes looked shaken up after making the play.
Well, they've got a third. They've got a look at this play right here. Like, I thought he should have got vertical right before that last cut and would have had the first down.
So did the coaches in the box next to us. Sounded like old Adazio buddies over there.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
3rd and short. Play fake. Vizina on the soft roll, wants to throw, and it's caught. No, dropped. Big lick intended out there for Brown, and Deuce Harmon with a big collision.
Well, here come the big men. They're going to go to their 9-0 lineman package, I think, here. Here we go.
Peter Woods and the Tar Heel package. Another look at the throw to Brown, and Harmon dislodged it.
So they knew that they were going to take a little bit of a shot there and come back and do this.
So here they come, and Peter Woods. And the fans here love it, but the inverted wishbone, if you will. They'll hand it to Woods, right side, and he's not going to get there. Wow, SMU makes a stand. Coming out of there is Kilgore, Wacobia, Maizano, and the Tigers cash out on downs, and the Mustangs love it.
But the play was made by Cameron Robertson. He took on the extra lineman, the 2 linemen on the kickout block right here. He splits them and bounces that play outside. That play got to stay inside, but it couldn't. Cameron Robertson, what a job he did of creating disruption in the backfield and getting underneath those linemen. Turned into a big scrum here. So the decision to take the throw and then come back with that play really didn't pay off. They'd have been better off running it twice and trying to get that first down.
Ball at the 39 of Clemson now for Kevin Jennings. Cam Robertson, man, he leads SMU in sacks, tackles for loss, forced fumbles, and hurries. And here's McFall on first down, and he'll get close to 4.
A nice run by McFall, keeping him on schedule here. This is what SMU, to me, does not do enough. They don't rely on their backs enough, especially now given the fact that Kevin Jennings is dinged up. You'd like to see their backs carry some load here in their offensive line, who they believe in. Well, ride them here a little bit. You got positive field position.
We got Jordan Hudson out on the field. He's part of a 2-man game at the top of your screen. He's got the touchdown for the Mustangs. Here's Jennings again, looking, going to loop it downfield and overthrown. Romello Brinson, who's been awfully quiet today, comes into the ball game with 32 catches, almost 500 yards, 3rd in the ACC in receiving yardage as Brinson, the Miami transfer. And now all of a sudden 2nd and 7 has turned into 3rd and 7. Jordan Hudson's been out there, Steve, for the first 2 snaps in this possession. He'll stay in the game for 3rd down and 7.
He took that shot on the sideline. It must have scared him more than anything else, but didn't look great. Well, here they are in 3rd down now. They got a 3rd and 7 call here, 3rd and a long 6. They're going to throw it here from the pocket. Oh,
look at this. Out of nowhere, Jennings keeps it, and he is going to get the 29, still on his feet. Kevin Jennings just converted a 3rd and 7 on a bum wheel.
Well, that's what your warrior has to do, your leader.
And that'll get us to the 2-minute timeout. So SMU with a 6-point lead. A pair of Keltner field goals follow the explosion to Hudson in the first quarter, and now the Mustangs are on the march again when we come back. Oh, no. Didn't Coach Rick do enough last Saturday night late? Here's Jennings on the first down play. 2nd straight time he's made a play of 10 yards or more. Alexander and Brown make the tackle.
Yeah, I'm absolutely flabbergasted right now.
That he's having this impact?
Well, I mean, we're just talking about a guy that's all dinged up right now, and they're running him, and I'm like, what?
Adrenaline's a funny thing,
Adazio. I guess. Well, they're putting the ball in the hands of their best player, and that's what's going on.
Bunch look to the right, Harden in the backfield with Jennings. They're going to hand it, and here's Harden trying to turn the corner. Flag is thrown. I think that's going to be a hold on Savion Byrd. Boy, T.J. Harden looks the part, doesn't he? Yeah. Out of Inglewood.
Holding. Offense number 71.
Oh.
10-yard penalty. First down.
Dana, that's our friend Logan Parr.
Yeah, doesn't he have, wasn't he, what's his favorite country song?
No. It's a playlist of country songs.
Yeah, what was it called?
Sad Girl Country.
Sad Girl Country. He doesn't want to get too hyped up before a game.
Yeah, well, sad girl can't hold like that. You know what I mean? That's just not good, Dana.
Oh,
you know what I mean? He should be listening to a little Taylor Swift like we did in the car coming to the stadium the other day.
He oftentimes gets the Bluetooth taken away from him, he told us in the locker room.
Yeah. McFall and Johnson in the backfield now. Here's Jennings, going to slip it out in the flat. McFall can't hang on to it before Woodaz showed up.
Yeah, he just floated that ball and really hard to handle. So, again, what's happening, a lot of his balls are floating because he can't set his feet, you know?
All right. You're within Keltner range, okay, in terms of where SMU is with 1:24 to go. How aggressive do you want to be in the throw game here on second or third down, Steve? It's 2nd and 20 if you're Rhett Lashley and Casey Woods.
Yeah, I think they have such a powerful screen game. You're going to see something like that right now. And then get a quick touch, get it in the hand of a playmaker fast, let him run, make a play.
Look at this, 8 on the line for Clemson. 6 are coming. Jennings, a quick throw to the perimeter, incomplete. Avion Terrell was there. Ball intended for Brinson. Well, you don't see 8 on the line much.
Yeah, well, this is all about confusion and protection. You know, they end up bringing at least 5 or 6 of them and trying to overload the protection, but not letting the back decipher who his guy is. I love it. The liability is whoever's dropping's got to get back out into their drops.
Right. They're going to snap this with 7 in the cage and 4 across in the secondary. Defensively for the Tigers.
Showing straight 0. No deep.
Jennings on a deep drop, tried to get it to Harden, and what a play by Sammy Brown. The run pursuit angles of Sammy Brown will catch your eye on every snap. If you watch 47 in the orange, you're watching catalog linebacker.
Yeah, they love him. They say he's...
We just set the game clock to 1:14.
Now this is
14 seconds.
Going to back Keltner up just inside of 50 yards, I think.
So he's mugged up over the center, and then he's going to drop right back out. He's got the back man-to-man, and so he's going to pursue him right down the line and take him down. That's the right defense for that particular play, and he is so athletic and fast. They say he's a natural linebacker and really one of the best leaders on the team. And also a really good tackler in space. So therefore, we could consider putting the dude tag on that guy.
Yeah.
That was a doodly play right there. And in fact, he's supposed to be the spy, but they don't need to do much spying right now. But I like dude better than doodly, though, I think, right?
Well, I don't think doodly's a word.
Well, that's my word.
So let's go with dude.
Yeah, that's my word. That's a Northeast word, doodly.
48 for Keltner.
Double dude.
He's hit from 51 and 48 on his last try. It'll be his 3rd field goal of the half and make it a 9-point SMU lead. The kick is away by Keltner, and it is good again. Wow, a lot of confidence for this young man from Tyler. So now with 1:09 to go, a pair of 48-yard field goals. Pretty good operation there, Coach.
Yeah, nicely done. Here's the problem, Wes. I shouldn't say a problem, but a lot of field goals, you know, and for SMU, you're on the road here right now. You'd like to turn those red zone opportunities into touchdowns, because with all the domination, kind of, sort of, it's not that far off a game.
Yeah, Tigers are going to get it last here with 1 timeout and just better than a minute to go. With Steve Adazio, Dana Boyle, Ben Ward's our producer, Drew Shabby, our director, terrific ACC Network crew. Beautiful Saturday, late afternoon in Clemson, South Carolina. 2nd meeting all time between 2 really proud programs. The Mustangs of SMU and the Tigers of Clemson. And here's the kick by Keltner. There'll be no return by Adam Randall. Kelsey Riggs Cuff coming up at the break from our ACC Network studios. Georgia Tech's a winner today already. 266 second half yards of offense for Brent Key's team to go to 7-0 for the first time since 1967 today.
Wow. You know what, Brent Key, I hope you're enjoying a little celebration right now. You deserve it, man. It's hard to be undefeated.
And there's a look at the Jennings-Vazina line, if you will. 154 passing in the long 70-yarder to Hudson for Jennings. And Moore for 32 yards off the arm of Vizina, who gets the rock here. And a little late handoff, and that's Davidson, who got a yard. Or no, is that Randall? It is.
Yeah, they're trying to run
Randall,
a little delay draw here. And really well done by the two interior guys at SMU. Did a nice job of defeating blocks and swarming that play.
Here's Vizina on the perimeter, and that's Sapp. Knocked out of bounds by Marcellus Barnes.
You know, you've seen two shots for Vizina. One was a touchdown, and the other was a drop ball. And, you know, they got to let this young man throw some more balls down the field here.
42 seconds left, 3rd and a half dozen. That's Williams in motion. Vizina looking for Randall. Boy, took a big hit. That was Harmon wrapping him up at the 33. And with 30 seconds left here, is Rhett Lashley going to punch a timeout or let this wind down? And boy, what a hit. Yeah. Harmon has offered a couple here in this first half. And we can go to halftime. Oh, there's the timeout. Okay.
They, Wes, on that last play, you know, Clemson, what happened was SMU disguised the coverage, and they got to cover two a little different way, and that hard corner came up, and you know that flat defender came up and really laid a hit on him and created confusion.
We got an ACC Network Sunday doubleheader for you tomorrow. Starts at noon Eastern. Number 2, Stanford heads to Miami. It's high noon start, and then we'll go to volleyball in Central New York. 21st ranked North Carolina at Syracuse. Noon and 2 tomorrow afternoon on ACC Network and the ESPN app. So Clemson has had 4 3-and-outs in this first half and a fumble, by the way, in their 8 possessions. Yamir Knight will wait on the punt from Jack Smith.
So they're going to set up a return here and see if they can get it up close enough to.
Knight looking up into the sun. We'll watch that go out of bounds. Nice job to keep it between the numbers and the sideline by the grad transfer Smith, or grad student Smith, I should say.
I think 16 seconds here before the half when the ball's down this far.
Take a knee?
I think so. I think you want to go in.
Well, you're going to get the ball, too, to start half 2.
Yeah, I don't think you want to do anything here like, you know, get a pick or a turnover here with 16 seconds, having to go, you know, 70-plus yards. So
yep.
I'd be surprised if. Usually you say, let's get a play and see if we can get something started. But I don't think that'll happen. Let's see.
So Kevin Jennings going to come out here. And Hibner and Brinson here to the boundary side. And they're going to hand it to Chris Johnson. And with 10 seconds to go, Brett Lashley's out of timeouts, and that will do it. So they got the big scoring play, Jennings to Hudson, and then 3 field goals. Keltner hit from 51 early in the second quarter. And then here in the final 4.5 minutes, Steve, kicked 2 48-yard field goals. And the foot of Sam Keltner is the difference in this first half. 16-7 the score. Dana's with Rhett Lashley.
Coach, it's evident that your quarterback, Kevin Jennings, isn't as 100% health. How do you plan to manage his mobility that he brings to the offense in the second half?
We're playing to win the game. He got rolled up early, but you saw that last drive, 2 big runs. We got a bad call on the hold. Otherwise, we'd still be rolling. But we got to finish drives. Our defense is playing good. We've controlled the game, controlled the ball, but the field goals have kept it a game. So it'd be great start second half, but Kev's good.
You get the ball to start the third quarter. How do you want to come out of the locker room?
I want to come out like we're desperate to win, like we're behind 16-7. Obviously, we can set the tone. We get the ball first. It'd be great to go down and make it 23-7.
Thank you.
Thanks.
They have won 19 straight regular season conference games, and they lead Clemson by 9 here at the half at Frank Howard Field. Kelsey Riggs Cup in our ACC Network studio. It's all yours. And we welcome you back to Clemson, South Carolina on a warmish October Saturday. 16-7. SMU leads the host Tigers as we welcome you back to Frank Howard Field at Memorial Stadium. West Durham, Steve Addazio, Dana Boyle here in just a moment. Interesting 30 minutes. Christopher Vezina starting for the Tigers. Back up to Kate Klubnik, who couldn't make the start today. Kevin Jennings got banged up. He's been dinged most of this first half. What do you think we're getting ready to see here?
Well, both offenses haven't really been in sync.
Yeah.
I think on SMU side, they're saying, hey, Kevin Jennings is our guy. This is a big game. He's got to go. We got to push this thing through. They're running him.
Yeah.
On the other side, I think, they've got to give Christopher a chance to throw some more balls down the field, make some explosive plays.
All right, let's turn to our principal experts at work, and it's a study about these quarterbacks in the first half. And Kevin Jennings started the big show first with a 70-yard strike to Jordan Hudson here. And then Jennings won a couple plays on his leg, Steve, that led to another field goal.
Yeah, he's used his legs, and he's been a warrior with that injury.
And of course, here's the touchdown pass. Well, this is the almost touchdown to Wesco. And then Vezina did hit TJ Moore on a 32-yarder. That got the Tigers on the board. Their only marker in this first half. The Keltner field goals, a 51-yarder and two 48-yarders, are the difference in the game. And no return by the Mustangs. So SMU's going to start from its 25. Let's go downstairs. Dana Boyle.
Thanks, Wes. Coach Sweeney told me out of the locker room he's really pleased with the defensive performance. He said, we're making the SMU kicker look like an MVP, but offensively he challenged the offense to be better in those short yardage situations. They've got to help out their quarterback, Christopher Vezina, making his first collegiate career start this afternoon. But Dabo said his confidence is high and he feels really good about his first half performance.
All right.
Well, you see Dabo there being a cheerleader, and he needs to do that. As the head coach right now, you're going to have to pump your team up and try to drive confidence and momentum. They need to get that.
Yeah, the energy level never questioned when it comes to the veteran coach of the Tigers. Boy, Jennings looked really stiff that time, delivering a ball on the backside. And the catch made out there by Ymir Knight. Kevin Jennings almost noticeably on the hobble coming away from center. Myson Kelly shoved Knight out of bounds.
When you come off a half, sometimes it takes a while to loosen back up when you have an ankle injury.
Here's a first down play and a run play to TJ Hart. So Rhett Lashley pretty candid with Dana, Steve, going to the break. We got to come out here and quit settling for field goals.
I don't think there's any question. I think he's exactly right. He's saying right now, hey, we got to come out here. We got to be on fire. We've got to be the aggressor, the attacker, and we're going to see if that happens on this drive.
Second down and 6. And this is Jennings keeping it and diving forward. He's going to be 3 yards shy, maybe 4. They're going to spot him to the 41. So it's going to be third down and 4.
Yeah, I mean, he sort of kind of gimped his way to the ground. If he was healthy, he's probably got that first down or close to it, but they're going to have to work with this. Big third down here. And again, I mean, we've seen a couple of quarterback draws on this down right now with him, even with his ankle. As him as a runner, they could sprint him out. It's hard to know. They're unpredictable with this injury, with how they're going to handle Kevin Jennings.
Mustangs are 4 of 10 today on third down. Snap to Jennings. Tigers rush 4. Kevin going to looking for Hudson downfield, and there's a marker down across the way at the 41. It's an illegal shift, I believe, on SMU.
Illegal shift on the offense. 2 players not getting set before the ball was snapped. That play was declined. It'll be 4th down.
And Rhett Lashley, not sure he agrees with this, but Steve?
Honestly, I didn't see it.
And you saw Lashley's hands go up immediately the minute the flag was dropped.
There must have been something we didn't see. Maybe I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Maybe someone said they were on and were off. I don't know.
So that is 4 plays. And now here's the McSparran punt. First punt for the left-footed Aussie. He'll hang it up toward Wesco inside the 10. And Brian Wesco going to make a move here. get to the 15 and took a shot there. 53-yard punt by McSparran. And so the Mustangs with a 9-point lead. There is a flag down. Almost 2 minutes in here. Let's see what Mike Roach and his crew have.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Kicking team number 26 for taunting. 59 penalty will be enforced. First down.
So Rhett Lashley's getting an interp, I think, on that. And it's on Jalen Moses, I believe.
He's asking, what did he do?
Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
Stood over the top of Wesco.
Can't do that.
That'll do it. Yep.
That'll do it, Wes.
That'll do it.
What a foolish play. What a foolish mistake. Come on.
Ball at the Tiger 30 now to get Clemson going. Opening possession of this second half for Vecina. And they'll hand the ball straight ahead, and that's Randall on the run. And he'll pick up about 3 yards. And, well, here's where we are in terms of the line in this game. You see that it's a 16-7 half, and SMU's now outscored Clemson 33-10 if you take the last quarter of the championship game and the first 2 quarters of this game today.
Well, they're in Wildcat now, Wes.
Yep.
Antonio Williams.
Here's Antonio Williams. Wow, look out. And he runs right into Isaiah Smith. How about that play by the big defensive end of the Mustangs? Young man from Washington, D.C.
Well, they're running a little counter there, and number 55, Harris Sewell, came out, pulled out here, and just didn't get out there very fast, and he got beat to the juncture point right there, so the play couldn't get started. Now it puts third, you're in 3rd and long here, and tough situation.
Has a loss of 4 on the play. Vecina looking to throw on 3rd down, and he'll be taken down. That's a Mustang sack. Cam Robertson was there, and so was DJ Warner, a guy who they're very excited about, transfer from Kansas.
2 pass rushers, but Cameron Robertson, the dude of that defense, here he is again. He keeps showing up. They ran a little twist, and he was able to skin it and come around the edge on it and create that sack. Really good burst off the edge.
That is now 5 3-and-outs, Steve, in the last 7 possessions for Clemson here today.
Yeah, and they're hunting and pecking right now a little bit on offense to me for what they want to do, which is understandable to a certain degree.
Punt by Smith. Ymir Knight settles in. Fair catch made about the 37-yard line. And almost 4 minutes into this 3rd period of play. Pretty anxious vibe in the Memorial Stadium crowd here. SMU by 9, their 2nd possession of the half next.
college football playoff begins December 19th and concludes with the national championship January 19th on ESPN.
Be here before you know it. 11-12 to go, third quarter. We welcome you back to Clemson, South Carolina. Tigers and Mustangs, who met last December in the ACC championship game in Charlotte. SMU's got a 9-point lead here early in the second half. Look at this little shovel pass to Maryland trying to get to the corner, and the big fella gets 2 on the play before Barnes wrestles down the 6'4", 240-pound senior from Southlake, Texas.
You can't block Barnes on the perimeter now. That guy's active all day long. I'd be running a little bit more in between those tackles than out there right now.
Yeah. So second down and 9. Boy, Rhett Lashley's right at the top of the meter.
Yeah, you know, Rhett's such a good dude and all, but you can tell he's got a high level of aggravation right now.
Second and 9. Jennings back to work. Going to throw, and boy, that got deflected up in the air off the hand of McLeod. Kobe McLeod. It was on the way to McFall. And Jordan Hudson, I think, ended up being maybe the closest Mustang to the football.
Yeah, it's a nice play. Really, really good close on the ball. Good offhand breakup. Good defense right there. They've played well on defense in the perimeter, Clemson has, you know, in terms of the run, the quick touch run game and all that kind of stuff, and quick throws out into the flats. They've done a good job on that.
Third down and 9. They're going to take Knight through the formation. He and Hudson will go to the right side. Snap to Jennings. Tigers only rushing 3. Jennings wants to throw, and coming back to try and make the catch was Jordan Hudson. Covered up by Jaden Lucas, or Corey Gibson. Gibson 12, not Lucas 10. Freshman from Fort Worth is Corey Gibson.
Not a great back shoulder throw, but really good defense. I thought Clemson did a really nice job of forcing the punt getting off the field here on defense. That was a series I think SMU really needed to get a drive together and try to go get some points. Neither team seems to have the ability to capture momentum in any significant way right now.
McSparron going to flip this on the ground well ahead of Wesco, and Bryant Wesco, wow. Look out here. Bryant Wesco appears to be okay. That looks scary. Yeah. 42-yard punt. He knuckleballed it into a return of about 8 or 9 here. Watch this. Ooh.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Oh, gosh. That just, thank God he's okay. That didn't look good right there at all.
Wow. I think it was Brandon Booker on the punt cover for SMU against Bryant Wesco. Tigers ball off the 26 here. Vazina goes under center with Randall, the running back. And a play fake here. Pressure coming, and Williams a sliding catch for a first down at the 37.
It's a little wrinkle, huh? We're under center now all of a sudden on first down. Kind of like it, though. Kind of lifted me up a little bit.
First down. They stack Moore and Williams to the far side and go too tight here to the near side. Vazina looking again, middle of the field. That was Olsen Pat Henry who was dialing, and Maizano got a hand in the throw lane for the Mustangs.
What a play by Maizano, because he was gonna hit that in the seam right there. That was a great job of getting up vertical and, you know, tipping that ball.
Boy, they had an instinctive guy in that spot a year ago, Kobe Lewis, Steve, who made a ton of plays for him.
Yeah, look at it right. Look at it right there, Wes.
Yeah,
that would have been a big play. Would have been a first down. So now they're going to roll themselves into a long here, another long second down.
Yep, Maizano's kind of filling that role of Lewis, and these boys started to really pick it up statistically. And now Randall can't get started because Isaiah Smith wraps him up. Now this Mustang defensive front feels like it's starting to build a little momentum, Steve.
Yeah, well, I mean, what's happening is these defensive ends are what they call wrong arming. They're coming underneath the kickout block of the guards, and they're creating unbelievable penetration. Line's got to play better up front for Clemson right now. They've got to do a better job creating some running lanes for these backs.
Josh Sapp, Cole Turner, and Antonio Williams go to the far side. You see the third down number. Tigers just 2 of 9 today. This is third in the full 9. Vezina wants to cut it loose, and I mean Moore is open and caught. TJ Moore behind the coverage scores. What a grab. 62 yards. And he pulled it in off his fingertips.
Wow. What a play. What a catch. This is unbelievable. Look, just why the corner stopped, I have no idea. But the speed and the ability to track the ball right now with one hand, catch it on the point, bring it in like that, that's sensational, man. That is no wonder why they feel like this guy's going to play at the next level. I mean, you can see it. Wow. And certainly a good enough throw.
4 catches, 112, 2 touchdowns for TJ Moore. And Christopher Vezina and the Tigers have gotten off the deck. SMU's lead has been cut down to 2.
Again, why the corner bit on this, I don't know. But he did. A play's made. It's 16-14. Anybody's ball game.
Tiger does push-ups. 2-point lead now for SMU after Christopher Vezina went 62 yards to TJ Moore. And this is why Rhett Lashley told Dana going to the locker room at the break, too many field goals.
Yeah, I mean, you can't kick, you start getting red zone opportunities or plus yardage side of the field opportunities, you've got to score touchdowns. I said that earlier. I was worried. Too many field goals here. This game is a close game now, and it's anybody's game, really. Just got to find out who can hold the momentum. Which team can hold momentum.
No return for the Mustangs on the kick by Gunn. And one more look at this Vezina deep ball.
This guy, he had a really nice arc on the ball, but the catch, one hand on the point of the ball. Those wind you up on the freak list.
TJ Moore hauling in 2 touchdown passes today, giving 3 on the year. He's halfway to Brian Wesco, who's got 6. His career high is 116. He's got 4 less than that here today. Here's Jennings trying to get to space. Kevin now thinking about it, finally delays and throws to Knight, and that's a first down.
It's interesting watching him.
It looked like Woodaz and Peter Woods were out in space, but neither were pursuing Jennings, just kind of hesitating.
Yeah, and you can tell he's got complete control of the offense, though. Even though he's injured, he knows right where everybody is. He waited, then he just checked it right down. Here we go, first down. So good play by Kevin Jennings, really.
So despite my suggestion in the first half that the off-platform and play extension stuff might be out the window, hardly.
Yeah.
Here's a little freeze and a pitch, and coming near side is Johnson. CJ to the near side and knocked out at the 35. Myson Kelly finally gets Chris Johnson Jr. on the ground after a 30-yard run into Clemson territory.
Yeah, this is that flip toss play where they're faking the jet and then they toss it right out, try to get the defense pursuing, you know, to the jet sweep and then hit them with a speed toss down the boundary. It's really really well done and a great play, especially if the end loses the edge of the defense.
So Johnson with a big run. It's the longest running play today. And here's Jennings going to work on first down. A little sidearm, look out.
Yeah, that was going to be a quick middle screen with the lineman breaking out ahead of the play as blockers. So he had to find the right throwing angle, and he threw the sidearm. Wes, to your point a minute ago, I think what you're seeing right now is what Rhett Lashley said. Game's on the line, we got to go win the game. So they're going to put Kevin Jennings, they're going to do whatever they have to do right now to win. And their best plays are with him moving around and sprinting out and all this other kind of jazz. You're going to see their whole deal.
Yep. So here's Jennings, 2nd and 10. And here goes Derek McFall on a little pitch, and he'll turn the corner, first down and more, and McFall's going to score. 35 yards goes Derek McFall. How about that play, Steve?
Yeah, a little speed option. I got to give my man, P.J. Williams, the right tackle, a little bit of love. He ran what we call a veer path, inside, up and out, and caught the linebacker, so all the ball had to be was pitched off the end. Watch the right tackle here. You're going to see P.J. Alexander here. Watch him get up on this linebacker right now. Look at the angle he takes, pitched it off the end. Look at that. Look at the big man run. He was out last week with an injury, but we're down the boundary right now. I love that. It's like a fast break.
SMU now pushes it back to an 8-point advantage, make it 9 as Keltner adds the point, and it's 23-14. Derek McFall around the corner for the touchdown. It is his first rushing score of the season. Limited role a year ago behind Bashard Smith and company. Not today. Well, the football keeps coming on ACC Network. Chris Cotter, Max Brown, Kendra Douglas standing by. Pitt and Syracuse. Hey, you know, they're in that Lambert Trophy thing you were in at Boston College. These two schools, too. Battling for that football supremacy of the Northeast, right?
Well, I mean, think about it. It's the Northeast.
I
mean,
know.
That's where ball was formed.
Lambert, right.
That's right.
Rutgers,
the big trophy. It's a lot on the line here right now.
Pitt and Syracuse coming up next. They'll be with you at ACC Primetime, presented by ServPro. We've seen big plays now. Vizina hit T.J. Moore. That was a 32-yard touchdown. And then the Tigers see Hudson on a long one to get SMU on the board. That started the afternoon here at Clemson. And then a moment ago, Kevin Jennings answered again. Derek McFall around the edge. And now it's the Tigers serve, if you will. It's a pretty big answer back when you think about last of these teams seeing their margin cut to 2. And then less than 2 minutes later, they're in the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, I said, who can establish and who can keep momentum? Right now, momentum's going back and forth a little bit.
Here's Vizina off the 25, trying to get Clemson back. Steps through, now can maybe do it with his feet, and does, out to the 32, maybe the 33-yard line. Nicely done by Christopher Vizina. Young man who threw for 7,200 yards and 59 touchdowns. And now the Tigers have taken Vizina out, and this is Chris Denson, a 6'2 freshman from Plant City, Florida, who enrolled in January. Now, we were told there would be a package potentially for Denson, and there would be run plays tied to it. And Denson's going to get a yard, maybe. Alexander Kilgore hit him head on. Denson threw for 2,300 yards, 28 touchdowns, 3 interceptions a year ago in Plant City.
Well, as I said earlier, the line's got to do a little better job. That play wasn't blocked well. They've got to help these quarterbacks, running backs out, create holes in the run game, and have a stouter pocket and protection. It needs to happen right now.
Tight end right, 2 tights in the ball game. Actually, 12 personnel. They're going to hand to Randall, and Adam Randall. This is going to be on a spot, and I think he got it. But what a collision that was. Alexander Kilgore was the first Mustang into the mix, along with Jeffrey Imba.
Not a lot of movement there.
Nope.
You know, they got it, but they got it by inches. And like I said, got to start creating some movement up front. Got to take the pressure off this quarterback a little bit. And then give him a chance. If you can establish the run game, Wes, you can give him a chance to hit some play action shots down the field.
That's Antonio Williams in motion on first down. Vizina, inside route. This is Tristan Smith. He'll get the first down. This is the junior college transfer from Southeast Missouri State. He's tackled by Kilgore after a gain of 14. That is just his 9th catch of the year. It's his 8th catch in the last 3 games and change, though.
Yeah, it's just one of those quick screens where the linemen are out in front again. Quick touch screens. And effective when you have a guy that is like a punt returner and can really run with the ball in his hands.
At FCS SEMO last year, he had 76 catches, 930 yards, and 6 scores. Came to Clemson via the portal. Here's Vizina to throw, and that's a bounce pass incomplete toward Josh Sapp.
Yeah, not a good throw there. He had time. His feet were a little happy in the pocket right there and didn't throw a good ball. I don't think it got deflected.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10. We're inside 5 to play here in the 3rd.
You know, when I watch right now, I say to myself, what are you hanging your hat on here, you know, and on offense right now if you're Clemson? You know, where is that? What is that? I guess this is the quick touch screen game.
Well, here's Vizina trying to get away and cannot, and that's Robertson. Cam Robertson has had another terrific afternoon for the Mustang defense.
Yeah, he was on a twist on the left side of the offense, and he just kept skating down the line of scrimmage and made it a great ankle tackle. He has been so active today, Wes. He's really, his impact is huge on this game right now.
Sure is.
Again, that's why he's doodly, though. You know what I mean?
3rd and 10. Vizina, quick throw. Williams the catch. Antonio trying to break for the outside. First down. Kyron Chambers gave chase, but Williams went 13 and converted the 3rd and 10.
I mean, this is their best offense right now. It's these what we call quick screens where the linemen are out and getting a fast guy the ball in his hands and letting him work. That's been really their main success.
212 yards on 23 attempts today for Christopher Vezina in his first career start. Here's Randall. He'll flip it to Williams. Tigers, they're going to throw this. They thought about it. Williams instead will tuck it and get a yard to the 37 of SMU.
Well, they had this, Wes. This was set up to be a throw, and they had the post early. And for some reason, he didn't feel, I don't know if the timing was right or what, he didn't feel like he could set his feet and throw that.
Well, here we go from up top.
Yeah, if you watch right now, that post route is open. But he probably didn't feel like he could set his feet and get it off in time, so he kept it.
2nd down 9. And Vezina off a play fake. Out in the flat, this is Turner. And Cole Turner shoved out of bounds. Right around the 33-yard line by Kilgore. Cole Turner playing in his 26th game out of Vestavia Hills, Alabama. One of 2 Turners to play here. Sons of the late Kevin Turner, who was one of Dabo Swinney's teammates at Alabama on their national championship team in the early 90s. 10th play of the drive for the Tigers. Quick throw on a slant, catch is made, and falling forward, Tyler Brown. First down to the 24. Sophomore from Greenville, whose biggest challenge is staying healthy and available for Clemson, has pulled in 2 big catches today. This one 9 and a first down. Crowd here thought he got a little horse collar action from SMU, but no marker at the 24, and we play on ahead of 2 minutes to go in the 3rd.
Well, they played bear on defense, covered all the linemen up, brought the mic through the A gap. Nice job hitting that slant.
Here goes Randall, and Adam Randall, who that's his 10th carry of the day, going to have about 30 yards.
It's just, yeah, here it is, the bear with the mic in the A. He stands right in there and throws one of the 2 slants to the field. That's I think a really nice job by Christopher Vezina. I thought that was a good play. You stare down that pressure and you complete the ball.
So 2nd down and 9 after Randall got a couple, and Vezina trying to keep it here, boy. And the Mustangs rallied right there. Crowd does not like it. And it'll be 3rd down and 7. Kilgore and Spears on the stop for SMU.
Well, Wes, I tell you, there's just, I mean, I don't want to keep harping on it right now, you know what I mean? But I'm telling you, there's not a lot of blocking going on down there right now. And that's what the crowd's feeling. You know, there's nowhere to run the football, whether you're the quarterback or the running backs. And they've got to get more out of that. So now they're going to be into the quick touch screen game and a shot down the field type operation.
Snap to Vezina. Back here to the middle of the field and caught right around the 10-yard line. TJ Moore, another grab. That'll take him for a career high yardage wise on a 12-yard grab there.
Yeah, threw a nice little dig route. He settles down in the open area in the zone right there on the two high coverage, cover 2. Nice job. Protection was good as well. Had a chance to throw it unimpeded.
124 now for Moore in a career high. Vezina looking in zone, put it up, and it got banged away. Trying to go to Randall. Deuce Harmon was there. Ahmad Moses was there in coverage for SMU.
Well, I'll tell you, I give Christopher Vezina a lot of credit here. He stood in there on great pressure in his face, took quite a hit and threw it up there. And have a chance. They had a chance to catch that for a touchdown. He's not shy of courage, this young quarterback.
Keviante Spears was close. Eziomume has come in. The freshman running back throwing, and incomplete is Vezina trying to go to TJ Moore. There's no flag on the play.
Wow, that's an RPO, and they grabbed him right around the waist. TJ Moore and held him, and did not get a flag on that call, huh?
Yeah, Deuce Harmon. So now 3rd down and 10. And Randall will come back, and Ezi Omume, the young freshman from Ackworth, Georgia. And Bryant Wesco has not appeared at all in this drive, and he's not here on the 3rd and 10 at the 10. And now
SMU takes its first time.
We're going to have a timeout called for by the Mustangs. 15 seconds to go in the 3rd. 9-point lead for Rhett Lashley's team. They had a 10-game road win streak snapped at TCU. They are 11-2 in their last 13 road games. Is SMU. And in their first ever visit here to Clemson, they are trying to get to 3-0 in the ACC. And if you just kind of gotten around to covering your Saturday afternoon of college football in this conference, last night a lot happened.
Sure
Miami lost to Louisville at home 24-21. Cards had 367 yards. Isaac Brown had 113 in his kind of homecoming game. But the story today with the high noon win by Georgia Tech over Duke by 9 at Wallace Wade. And you see the way the standings lay out. Here's Vizina out of the SMU timeout, trying to throw in traffic, and it is incomplete. Looking for more again, and Wacobia was all over him defensively to make the play. So now they're going to ask Nolan Hooser, who beat SMU on a 56-yard field goal a year ago in Charlotte, to come in here and try a much shorter one. And it would be a chance to cut it to a 6-point difference here with just 10 seconds to go in the 3rd. 28-yard try. And the kick by Hooser is good. So with 7 seconds left, SMU has only allowed 13 points coming into the ball game in the 3rd quarter this year. Clemson has 10 today.
Now this is going to be a back and forth game here, and you know it's like I said, I want to see if a team can capture momentum here, if they can, you know, find their identity, so to speak, on offense. I think to a degree, especially Clemson's hunting and pecking a little on offense, and even maybe SMU to a degree with the injury to Kevin Jennings, but they've had some productivity. It'll be interesting on this drive to see if they can go down and get some more points and keep the pressure on Clemson.
Longest scoring drive of the year for Dabo Swinney's team. 17 plays, 7 minutes and 21 seconds. But Steve, I'll counterpunch the conversation of the first half. Rhett Lashley didn't like field goals. Dabo Swinney wanted a touchdown there too. He didn't want to live with a field goal.
No, it's, you know, but he had to get points because it would have been too deflating. But no, this is going to come down to, you need touchdowns in this game, and both teams have had struggles at times with that.
Don't forget the best way to catch a full day of football in the ACC. Finish the night with ACC Huddle Final Score. Tune in after Pitt and Syracuse go final tonight. All the highlights you'll hear from the day's key players and coaches. ACC Huddle Final Score comes up tonight after the Orange and Panthers, right here on ACC Network and the new ESPN app. There's a look at the scoreboard. You see the non-conference game. The Crimson and Cream have come to the east. They're in Charlottesville, up on the grounds tonight at Virginia and Washington State. We'll see the Cavaliers next Saturday in Chapel Hill. Pitt and Syracuse, and then ACC After Dark tonight, Steve, out in Palo Alto. The Noles are on the farm. First down throw, Jennings. That's R.J. Maryland. 15, make it 18, out to the 43-yard line. Hannafin the tackle for the Tigers. So the Mustangs get an 18-yard strike from Jennings to R.J. Maryland. We're going to go to quarter 4 at Frank Howard Field in the Upstate. Rhett Lashley and SMU lead by 6. Better than 70,000 looking on here at Frank Howard Field at Memorial Stadium. Clemson, South Carolina. Tigers haven't lost back-to-back home games since 2008. Here's Jennings. Pumps, shoots it complete. That is Hudson, and a first down for SMU into Clemson territory at the 44-yard line. First play of the fourth quarter, and TJ Parker, whose name we haven't called much today, makes the stop.
Curl flat, simple concept by the offense. Hit the curl route. Nice run, nice throw and catch.
There's R.J. Maryland. Did not get a chance to play these Tigers last December because of an ACL injury he suffered mid-year at Stanford. He's trying to contribute today. Jennings on 1st and 10. To his left. Now going to launch it way out of bounds. Now there was a pressure from Parker coming off of Jennings' right side. He's got 2 full rolls of tape on the left ankle, Steve.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where the outlet throw was for him on that particular concept. He had nowhere to go with the football.
Yeah. 3 to the field, 2nd down. Jennings tries to get rid of it, does, and that's Johnson. Backside with room, stops on a dime, shakes Brown, and gets to the Tiger 20. Sammy Brown, the linebacker, just couldn't get stopped in time to make a play on Johnson, and that ends up being a 25-yard throw.
That was a man-beater mesh concept. So Sammy Brown got picked is what happened, and he's matched on the back, and he's in a disadvantage. He can't get an angle of pursuit to the ball. So that was a good man-beater concept. They got man, they beat man to a big play, and that's where, we talked about Tom Allen playing a little bit more zone. So right now he's playing a lot of man again, and that didn't pay off for him at all.
Yep. So 1st and 10 at the Tiger 20. TJ Harden going to get the ball. That goes nowhere. Clemson not having that. And TJ Parker tackles TJ Harden.
Trying to run a gap scheme there, and the kickout block got knocked to the ground.
Yeah, SMU looks like, Steve, with a 6-point lead. They want to see how much time they can burn each time they touch it, too, here in this fourth quarter, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, no question.
Slow play a little bit?
But yes. But what they don't want to do is take -2 or 3 yards on a play like that.
Yeah. McFall in the backfield now with Jennings. Jennings giving ground, trying to slip it. Oh, what a catch by Hibner, and that's a touchdown. Matthew Hibner. It's his 2nd touchdown catch of the season.
Well, they brought 0 pressure and got caught in it with a mesh concept again and got beat. They had 7 up. They brought 6. 1 was a spy. And
right on the field is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 2, his first of the game.
Why?
Back-to-back touchdowns by SMU. McFall, the touchdown run, middle of the 3rd, and now they open the 4th with another answer of a Clemson score, and this time Jennings to Hibner.
Yeah, that was quite risky on defense, and they paid a price for it. I don't get these penalties. I don't get all this stuff, this celebration, this and that. I don't get it, man. All you're doing is putting your team at a disadvantage. I don't understand it. It's selfish.
So Jennings accounts for his 2nd touchdown pass of the day. This time to Hibner, who came to light a year ago after the Maryland injury and proved to be a huge factor, so much so that Hibner and Maryland were both discussed yesterday by Clemson defensive coordinator Tom Allen. And a miss on the extra point will keep this an 12-point game at 29-17. Tigers got some elevation here. But the touchdown catch, look at this. What a grab. We've seen 2 terrific one-hand touchdown catches today. One for the Tigers, and this one from Big Matthew Hibner. Back at Clemson, SMU and the Tigers going to work here. Terrific conditions for a Saturday afternoon in October. A little warm, and you're watching the Atlantic Coast Conference on ESPN and our ACC network coverage of the Tigers and Mustangs second meeting, and SMU in the end zone on the Hibner touchdown catch. And now Clemson going to start from his 25, and the penalty on Jordan Hudson a moment ago after the Hibner touchdown catch. And it may have cost SMU on the point after. That was steered wide by Keltner. So here's Clemson off its 25.
Big drive here by Clemson. They've got to answer here with some points. This has got to happen for momentum, for confidence, for the game.
Okay, Klubnik hurt late in the ball game last Saturday at Boston College. Tried to go today, not able to. Christopher Vezina makes his first career start today for the Tigers in his 13th career game. And he'll hit Turner on a quick shot to the 29. Gain of 4. Maizano the stop for SMU. So second down and 6 on the Cole Turner catch.
They're going to start picking the pace up here a little bit. They need to. There's 12 minutes left. You know they've got to get a couple of scores here.
There's the snap. Vezina again. Pressure coming from the perimeter, and that's slowed down, and now finally going to be dropped. Cam Robertson was there, and so was Kevin Allen. Redshirt sophomore from Fort Worth, and shaken up on the play is Colin Sadler. The big 6'6" junior at 310 from Inman up the road near Greenville, and he's shaken up on the play, and they're out to check on him. And we will step aside as well. Just better than 3 minutes gone in quarter 4 here at Clemson. Well, they're still tending to Colin Sadler, the left guard for the Tigers, making his 13th start here today against SMU. And as we rejoin you from Clemson, South Carolina, and that's the injury of the moment in terms of the attention of the young people on the team with him. We have not seen Bryant Wesco return to this lineup here this afternoon for the Tigers since the kick return, where he got flipped over on the tackle by Booker. And Dana, what's any added information on the Wesco situation?
Well, other than injuries being an unfortunate theme of the second half, Wes, for Clemson, they don't disclose injury information, but Bryant Wesco not present on the sidelines currently.
And no catches today for Wesco, who not only leads the ACC, but is 7th nationally with 6 touchdowns. And you see they have continued to work on Colin Sadler. And they're going to get the big fellow on the cart here. And so
you can see what a close team this is.
Yep.
There's such a good culture here and such a good team environment, a family environment, and they love each other, and those guys are wishing him well, their hearts with him, and you can feel it.
So Dabo Sweeney and the veteran line coach Matt Luke got to go to work here. See how now they're playing without Tristan Lee and Elijah Thurman today. So Colin Sadler will go away. We'll see how they fill this role. Braden Jacobs is starting at the left tackle spot for Lee. They're going to bring, looks like Paris Sewell is going to go to left guard. And Roman O'Connell coming in the ball game at right guard, it looks like. So Sewell moves right to left, O'Connell in at the right guard spot. Here's the third down play for Vizina and Clemson. Trailing by 12. Here to the near side and stopped on the catch by Marcellus Barnes is Adam Randall. So they lost 3 on the play there. And now 4th down and 7.
And they're checking that ball right down into a hard corner. There's nowhere to go with that thing. And pass protection wasn't real good, so there wasn't a lot happening with that last play.
That's a 3 and out for the Tigers on offense here ahead of 11 minutes to go. And Barnes, a little wobbly, maybe going to the bench. Here's Yamir Knight trying to make a fair catch of it, and a running catch it is off the punt of Jack Smith. So the Mustangs will get the ball back right around their 31-yard line. About 4 minutes gone here in the 4th quarter, and Rhett Lashley's team up 12, and Yamir Knight. Look at Marcellus Barnes. Did he get hurt here? Boy, sure did. Look at that, Steve. The defensive number 8. And all of a sudden, a hamstring. Look at that.
Unbelievable.
Maybe it was a cramp. Maybe so. They're starting to pour the electrolytes in. Transfer from Syracuse to the bench area. Ball at the 31 for the Mustangs and Kevin Jennings. And they're going to hand the ball to McFall, and he'll lose a yard, at least maybe 2. He got hit straight up by DeMonte Capehart.
Joshua Bates, the center, got driven backwards on that play. That was, you saw the strength of the Clemson defensive line, which they say is the strength of that defensive unit. See 64 get knocked right back into the second puller. Otherwise, that might have been a play, but heck of a deal there now. That was
Capehart playing in his 52nd career game today for the Tigers. He's been here about as long as Dabo. Johnson's coming to the ball game with Jennings. 2nd and long. Kevin trying to move, and now he'll just sail it into the bench. It'll be 3rd and 11 for SMU.
He had a good pocket that time, but a lot of times he seems to have a tendency to, he'll run out of that pocket, you know, and he tries to make a play on the move, but he could have stayed in the pocket.
Man, look at the plays allowed today by Clemson. 5 today. They had allowed 13 coming in.
Can't let up those big plays. A lot of them are versus man coverage.
Romello Brinson and R.J. Maryland to the top of your screen. Hibner and Hudson here to the near side. Jennings spins it off the hands and intercepted on the back end by Ricardo Jones. So the first turnover of the day for SMU comes with 10:11 to play in the game on an interception by Ricardo Jones, which is his 3rd of the year and his 4th career pick.
Wayne Woodaz did a really nice job of getting depth underneath that and causing that throw not to have the right window through behind. Led to this interception right here. Maybe even tipped it.
So a couple of plays, and now Clemson gets a plus territory possession, albeit right over the 50-yard line on the interception by Ricardo Jones.
Well, this is a must drive for Clemson. I've said that before. They've got to capitalize here. It's getting late in this game. They've got to get some points.
Here's the snap to Vizina. To the near side, Randall the catch, and he got knocked around pretty good there. Kyron Chambers, transfer from TCU. It was interesting to listen to Scott Simons talk about Chambers this week. The Mustang defensive coordinator said he's got an NFL skill set. They shuffled around the back end of their defense, and Chambers is one of those guys who's seen plenty more action as a result of that, Steve, and they're excited about where he's going.
Yeah, they feel he has a high ceiling. You can see the makings of it.
2nd down, Vizina back to the work in the pocket, and Randall the catch. He'll get the 1st down, I believe, on forward progress. Kilgore helps him out of bounds, and then a flag going to be thrown in on top of it. So SMU not helping themselves there, and Clemson going to be the beneficiary with 9.5 to go.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 54. That penalty be enforced from the end of the run.
And SMU's giving Clemson hope here.
I mean, this is a good effort, good check down to get the 1st down, but then to pile on the extra yards with the penalty is really foolish. I mean, clearly out of bounds, taking them through the stake, the yardage stakes. I mean, you know, this just, they're too heavily penalized. They have a lot of penalties.
Here's the snap, Vizina to work. Up in the pocket, and now he's going to be sandwiched by Imba and Smith, or Webb and Smith, rather. That first unit back there, you had Robertson peeling in there with Jeffrey Imba.
Well, you have Harris Sewell now going from right guard to left guard. He got beat on that play. He's on the side he's probably not used to being on, and these are all the unintended consequences of all the shuffling that goes on.
3 receivers in Vizina. Underneath, and this is Sapp, the tight end. It'll be close to a Tiger 1st down. It'll be just enough to the 12. Maizano the stop.
Nice check down again. I just think good patience in the pocket. So I think, you know,
12-yard play. Here comes Kilgore back on the field. Vizina ready to go with Randall in the backfield here. Tigers need a touchdown. Vizina going to catch it, or keep it rather, and Kilgore wraps him up after 3.
And a little read option play. They read the end and looped the tight end around. They sold the crunch block by the tight end. Then he goes around it and seals, and it's a good play. You can see it right here, and they seal it and come around. But I thought that Kilgore did a nice job of backdooring that run.
Garrett Riley called Vizina an instinctive runner. May have to win with his feet a little bit here if the Tigers are going to have a chance. Straight drop pressure coming. Smith will get him. Isaiah Smith went right around Blake Miller at the right tackle spot.
Yeah, he got skinned on the right edge right here. Opens his hip, waist bends. They turn the corner and able to sack the quarterback on the quarterback's blind side. You got to have better protection than that. That's not good enough. You got to help this quarterback. He's playing hard. He's competing, but you can't put him in those situations.
Fourth sack of the day by SMU. Vezina looking to throw, in trouble, and will cut it loose as he goes to the ground. It looked like big Jeffrey Emba got him before the ball was loose. We'll see how. I think Mike Roach, if they already waved it as incomplete, I think they have. Yep.
Yeah, the center got bowled over, and they get him by the legs. Well, that's close.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's close. I got to tell you, I think Vezina is playing hard. I think he's competing.
And I think the Game Day Ops Center, and there go the whistles. So Mike Roach will come over, take a look at a monitor here in front of the Tiger bench.
Incomplete pass. Replays looking to see if the quarterback was down before he threw the football.
Boy,
it might be hard to overturn that. Maybe, I don't know. Eh?
Well, we're getting ready to find out. Let's go to Charlotte.
23.
All right, I had the left, the right end zone was the good shot that I used.
Hey guys, this is Mike.
But let's look at
the ruling on the field is that he was up when he threw it.
Still up. Still up.
So we're trying to look, Mike, right now on whether or not the knee goes down with possibly the shin. Yeah.
Yep.
So let's go back to this end zone here from behind him.
Okay, so we're just going to show you this. Okay, so if we're going to just keep going through the shot here with you, Mike, and then we see the ball is being released just right before. We don't have enough based off of this view to be able to identify if he has control here. So he's releasing the ball just as the knee goes, and if we go one more frame, you're in the shin and the knee, we can see is still going to be at this point up.
Yeah,
and we're trying to being able to identify that. We don't have enough.
We have another angle now.
So we're going
to see. We're going to look at B.
Oh, you want to hold on.
B.
This one looks a little more dubious.
Okay, we're looking here, looking here, looking here.
But I can't see through his leg.
So right here, wait, actually on this one, we're going to have a better view here. We're going to see this shin is down.
Yeah, the lower leg.
So, yep, so we're going to go back and we're going to be able to show you the program feed here, and we're going to look and we're going to reset this, and we're going to overturn the ruling on the field, and we're going to have
right?
Clemson.
Tick
yep.
3.
23, hash 3.
23. Yep. Yeah, in the middle.
Okay.
Correct.
Yep.
And we're going to have 4th down.
Yep. 23, 4th down. All right, thank you guys.
All right,
thanks, guys.
After further review, the quarterback's lower leg was touching the ground with possession in his hand. It'll be 4th down at the 23-yard line.
Another sack for SMU. That one to Jeffrey Emba. There are 30 frames of video in a digital second, okay? That came down to one of those frames.
No question. Because they were going to go with we don't have enough to overturn this. Then they found
one frame
where the shin was actually down before the ball's released. It's amazing.
It was how they matched the video. Did you see the 2 frames were matched?
Yeah.
I mean, we learn something new every week with this access.
You talk about what a difficult job it is to make these calls, and never mind with all this slow-mo. Wow.
Tigers going for it under 7 minutes to go, trailing 12. They may get one on the house. Vezina going to take the shot. It's a free throw, and it's caught. Is that a touchdown? It is for Tristan Smith. There's a flag down. I think SMU was in the neutral zone. And a swing on the house is a home run for Vezina.
Defense number 9. That penalty's declined. And we'll take the result of the play, which is a touchdown.
How about that? 4th and the house for Dabo's Tigers.
They're in the neutral zone. They jumped off sides. Good call. And then he throws it up and gives his guy a chance to come down with this. And then at the end, I thought the ball popped out a little bit, but obviously he must have secured it long enough. to be able to have that as a completed catch. What a great play. Give him a chance here going down the home stretch with 6:44.
A lot was expected out of Tristan Smith when he came through the transfer portal from Southeast Missouri State to Clemson. And now he's got his first touchdown catch as a Tiger. It is a 23-yard touchdown catch on 4th down. Oh, yeah. And who's happier for the quarterback other than his mom and dad? The head coach. Little enthusiasm in the building now. Touchdown pass, Christopher Vezina to Tristan Smith. 5-point lead for SMU.
Big play has a nice impact on this stadium. Sure is. It's alive right now.
Gunn to kick it away. And through the back of the end zone. 1st and 10 at the 25, but an active second half, Steve. Vezina got started. He went 62 yards and a one-hand grab by T.J. Moore. Tigers felt like they were building momentum, and then Derek McFall, less than a minute and a half later, answered. Then Matthew Hibner got a 22-yard catch from Jennings, and then just a moment ago, Tristan Smith up the ladder against Nettles hauls it in. So Jennings and the Mustangs will not be able to kind of walk this off without doing something with this possession here.
You got it. This is a big drive here. They've got to be able to create something.
And Harden tries to get him going off the 25. He'll get a yard, maybe 2. Peter Woods. Been a while since we called Woods his name. Makes the stop for Sweeney's Tigers.
Just shedding blocks, making plays. SMU has just not had the opportunity to run the ball well at all here. They need it, and they can't get it.
And SMU has no problem burning play clock here.
They need first downs, though.
Yep. Jennings rips it for Hudson, and Jordan Hudson holds on shy of the first down. Ashton Hampton was there, but what a grab by Hudson.
Good throw, too. Again, they're trying to run that into cover 2 right there, a hard corner, and it's good defense, but he threaded a good ball where no one else could get it but the receiver.
Need a full yard.
Got to run. Hey, you got, they haven't run the ball well all night now. Third and a yard and change is no gimme here, not against this defensive front.
Career high 104 yards receiving for Hudson. Straight ahead goes Harden. That's a first down. Broke the play of the 35, and the clock starts. 5:20 to go in the ball game here. You see the half. Kevin Jennings re-injured that ankle on the first series of the ball game. He is 8 of 15 here in the second half. A touchdown, the interception of Ricardo Jones.
They're going to need Kevin Jennings to be the player that he is and step up in these moments right now and make a big play, whether it be with his arm or his feet, whether he improvises a play, whatever happens, he's going to need to do something.
Chris Johnson has come back as the running back now for the Mustangs, who go pistol here with 2 tights. They're going to hand the ball to Johnson. Look out, big hole. Lots of speed, and he cannot outrun Ricardo Jones, who was able to get enough of Chris Johnson into Clemson territory at the 46. But nonetheless, a big run and another SMU first down.
That was one of their best runs of the day and really needed it. It tilted the field and put the ball on the plus side of the field. So if they can run the ball down the home stretch here, that's going to matter.
The luxury Rhett Lashley has is when everybody's ready to go, including a true freshman, Jermico Green, he's got 4 running backs. Yeah. He's got 2 fast guys, and he's got 2 big guys.
He does. But don't forget the 5 in front of him. They got to open those holes.
Yeah.
And, at times there's not been a lot of movement. Now, granted, they're going against a pretty darn good defensive front that's big, strong, and athletic, so it's not an easy task. But, so a lot of times against good defenses, you've got to hang in there with the run game until you crack one. And they don't have a tendency to hang with the run game that long.
128 yards of rushing today for SMU. That's Hudson in motion. They're going to go Johnson again, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. TJ Parker makes the tackle in traffic. And Dabo Sweeney's got 2 timeouts, as does Rhett Lashley, and the injured player is P.J. Williams.
Now, P.J.'s their best offensive lineman. You hate to see that.
And they're out to check on the transfer from A&M out of Dickinson, Texas.
He's been, he's been trying to come back for the last, 2 weeks, and it's just, hopefully it's nothing new, and it's just something he can deal with. Left guard that time, Logan Parr got beat and created that penetration in the backfield, which was a shame. They've got to keep their hats on hats and create some movement here in this run game.
There is Andrew Chamblee, a redshirt junior, transfer from Arkansas, playing today in his 29th career game. The thing about, and somebody asked me about this during the week, Steve, we've seen SMU, it's the 3rd time we've seen them in our coverage of this particular season of ACC football. All 5 of these starters, Savion Byrd, Logan Parr, Josh Bates, Addison Nichols, P.J. Williams, are transfers.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how good a job Garen Justice has done coaching this offensive line for Rhett Lashley to get 5 guys to come together like this.
He's a really good coach, and you're right. He's done a great job with that. It's not easy.
Look at this. This is Jennings sneaking inside the 45 to the 43. And Stone Eby slow to his feet. Jeremiah Alexander, the tackle, it had 2 tights in the package. Eby's going to come out. Here comes Maryland back in. Rhett Lashley talks to his quarterback on these play calls.
Now it's got this 3rd and 7 call, 3rd and 6.
They're going to put Hibner, Maryland, and Brinson to the top. Tigers coming. Jennings got to cut it loose and does, and that's Brinson the catch. And Romello's going to stretch to the 39. It'll be 4th down and a full 4. maybe three and change here. Yep, it is going to be the 39.
Yeah, they sorted out that man pick beater right there. But they brought 5, played man free behind it, bailed one out. That all-up look for Clemson's created some problems.
5-point lead for SMU. We go inside of 3 minutes here. Each team with 2 timeouts plus the 2-minute timeout. And is SMU going to run this down, punch a timeout? I think so. Mustangs are 6 of 8 on 4th down this year. There's the timeout. 2:44 to go.
SMU takes its 2nd timeout of the half.
Okay, Coach Adazio.
Yeah.
What are we doing here if you're calling these plays? You're punting this?
Well, you know, I think, yes. I think you try to pin them here inside the 5, put them on the long field. I'm just a little concerned. It's 4th and almost 5, you know. If this was 4th and 2, even maybe 4th and 3, I think you're going for it. You're pushing it out just a little bit far right now.
1 yard closer, you're going for it. It's
because
4th,
I think
and about full 3 is what it is.
Because what I think it does is this, okay?
Yeah.
I think right now they're in a passing situation. I think the minute you get a little closer, you got an opportunity to get it with either Kevin's legs or a throw. So even though he's hobbled, I mean, they've shown they're going to run him in these situations.
B.J. Williams comes back.
They're going
the right tackle spot. Kevin Jennings converted 2nd and long, 3rd and long in the first half with his legs, despite the injury. Clemson coming with pressure. Jennings shoots it, and there is an incomplete, and now flag's been thrown. A ball trying for Ymir Knight, and Hannafin, I think, commits the penalty.
Pass interference. Defense, number 5. Ball be placed in the spot of the foul, automatic. First down.
So watch the top of your screen on the replay here.
Yeah, he hooks him here. This is PI, no question.
There
he hooks him right there.
Yep.
And, you know, he had to commit that or he was going to get beat right there.
Just the 2nd penalty of the day on the Tigers.
Just, you know, surprised that in-breaking move was such a shock on 4th and 4. You know they had to run a slant or a crossing or an in-breaking route, and he overcompensated on what appeared to be some sort of outbreaking route.
1st and 10. Here's T.J. Harden just into a stack. Dabo Swinney's going to use both timeouts before the 2-minute timeout. DeMonte Capehart, the Clemson tackle. And so Dabo Swinney, who's trying to avoid back-to-back home losses for the first time since 2008. And if you're looking at the timeline of that 2008 campaign, remember we showed you earlier in our broadcast, 17 years ago today, Dabo Swinney's debut as Clemson's interim head coach. That was the 2nd of the last back-to-back home losses. They had lost to Maryland when Tommy Bowden was still the coach. They went on the road to Wake Forest. They lost on a Thursday night in Winston-Salem, and then came back in Dabo's first game as head coach. Lost to Paul Johnson and Georgia Tech. That's the last time they've had back-to-back home losses.
Which is an unbelievable tribute to this program to Dabo Swinney. I mean, this guy has done a phenomenal job here. And right now he's dealing with a lot of injuries and a lot of other issues.
Jennings on the backup, flips it up in the air. Hittner was in the neighborhood, so was Maryland. And that was Will Helt, the transfer from Purdue. Crowd here wants intentional grounding. And so does the head coach of the Tigers. And Jennings is trying to get the ball, I think, at least in the direction of Hittner.
Yeah, you can't make that call there.
So 3rd and the full 10. Jennings, by trying the pass, actually stops the clock with 2.5 to go.
I was kind of surprised at that call.
10th play of the drive.
Call timeout.
Yep, sure are. SMU going to burn their last one here.
SMU takes its final timeout of the half.
So, quick reminder to you, coming up in about, I don't know, 40 minutes or so. Chris Cotter, Max Brown, Kendra Douglas standing by. We got ACC Primetime presented by ServPro. It's the Panthers and the Orange tonight from the JMA Wireless Dome. Boy, Pitt off the win at Florida State. Mason Heinchel 4-2 on the year's Narduzzi's team, and Fran Brown in the Orange at 1-2 in the league and 3-3. It's a big ball game. It's a big game anyway with Pitt and Syracuse.
It is, but Pitt's a little bit on fire right now, so be a tough game.
Well, story of the day for Clemson is Christopher Vezina's first start. Cade Klubnik's 34-game streak as the Tigers starter snapped today by an ankle injury late last week at Boston College. Vezina's thrown for 284 and 3 scores today. Jennings, on a bum ankle that was re-injured in the first series, has still managed 263 and 2, and now pivotal play in the game is 3rd and 10.
What they got to do is make sure they don't give away field goal range.
Tigers bring 4, the throw, Hudson the catch. Jordan Hudson another grab, and it'll be 1st and goal at the 9. Corey and Gibson in coverage for the Tigers, and Hudson comes up with another huge play.
Well, there's a miscue in the coverage here. They're in man, and there's some confusion in terms of who's got who. You see, they put the receivers on a stack, and when they got them in a stack like that, they didn't declare who had who in the man coverage principles. That's what happened on the play.
So 6th play of the day, over 20 yards for SMU. And some of the Tiger faithful, as we've reached the 2-minute timeout, are headed for the exits. A break here at Frank Howard Field. SMU by 5 and 1st and goal when we come back. Walk us through this,
so you can see both receivers here are in a stack alignment right there, and that created confusion for the defensive backfield in terms of who had who in man coverage. They stuttered, and that's why he was open. That was a big play on 3rd and 9 to 10 right there. It could be the turn of this game.
Kevin Jennings and Jordan Hudson, they've been quite an item today, Steve.
No doubt. They have some good connections.
Hudson's got 6 for 130 and a score. Clemson's got 1 timeout. 1st and goal at the Clemson 9. They're going to get it in the hands of Hudson going to the left side, and Tigers gang tackle him. Jeremiah Alexander, the Alabama transfer, on the stop. And the clock keeps rolling, and quite frankly, SMU doesn't have to snap it till they're about a minute 10 or 12 left to go in the ball game.
They need to use every second right now.
Yep.
You know, and they have a veteran quarterback who will manage this well.
Jennings is 290 yards today on 23 of 43 on a bad wheel.
Well, right now they just need to take care of the football and they can secure this win.
And Jennings is going to run it right here into the arms of Alexander. And Dabo Sweeney's going to punch the timeout with 1:08 to go ahead of the third down snap. Well, a couple weeks ago, Tigers took a loss to Syracuse, and everybody went to reflection, if you will, for a week and a bye, right? And they came back and they blasted Carolina. They won last week at Boston College. And if they were going to pivot on the 3-3, 2-2 start in the ACC, this was a really big game. And in comes a team who they had staged a classic against last December in the ACC title. Remember, Clemson's the brand, right, in the ACC. You won 7 of your last 9. You're playing in a 10th title game, trying to win your 8th. Nolan Hoosier ends up kicking a long field goal. Tigers go to the college football playoff. We know the dramatics of that game, Steve. But on Wednesday night, we talked to the SMU coaches. Thursday night, rather. We talked to those SMU coaches. And Dana, twice in that conversation we heard since the schedule came out, we kind of been thinking about this trip.
It's been highly anticipated, Rhett Lashley told us, and especially for Kevin Jennings. He felt like he left a lot on the table there in that last rematch with Clemson.
Pistol set. Johnson's the back. Jennings will hand it to him. And Johnson, weaving through traffic, scores. So C.J. Johnson punched it into the end zone with 1:03 to go in the ball game. His third rushing score of the year, Steve.
Well, that was a nice exclamation point there. Probably would have liked to have run a little bit more time off the clock, to tell you the truth. But still, they score and able to create some separation here. And
13 plays, 75 yards, 5:41 the time of the drive.
Going for 2 here and try to get this thing up there. 37.
That would make it a 13-point game.
Right.
Or 12-point game, rather. It's 9 now. And the go for 2 brought to you by Dos Equis. The go for Dos. Here's Jennings. Going to flip it up in the air to Maryland, and he can't hang on. It was Hampton that deflected it out of there for the Tigers. So the go for Dos from Dos Equis turned away. We got a flag.
I don't know how that's not. I don't know how that's not PI there. Anyways, he didn't make a move for the ball. He just ran right into him.
So
should be pass interference.
Mike Roach. Let's see what we got here with 1:03 to play.
After further discussion, there is no foul on the play. The try is not good.
Wow.
So
kick it off.
One more look at this.
Look at this. How is that not pass interference? He just ran right into him, didn't even turn for the ball, and then shoved him after the play. I don't understand any bit of that right there. Come on now.
So it'll stay 11 with 1:03 to go.
Like I was saying, I mean, you would love to score a touchdown there. You would have loved to drain a little bit more time off that clock.
Right.
I mean, Clemson's got to get down the field, score quick, and get an onside kick, but it's not impossible, you know? So, but, you know, yeah, there's Rhett's livid right now. I'd be livid, too.
Hey, one of the things that Rhett Lashley's going to be excited about is 5-2, 3-0 in the ACC, and Steve, 20 straight regular season wins in conference play.
Yeah.
And here is Randall coming off the end line, and He got tackled shy of the 15-yard line. That's where the Tigers will start out of timeouts in under a minute. Quick reminder to you, Tuesday night at 8 Eastern, catch a very special one-on-one conversation. North Carolina men's basketball coach Hubert Davis sits down with us on Nothing But Net. Season's just around the corner. Nothing But Net gets you ready for the season as well. Check it out Tuesday night, 8 o'clock on ACC Network or on demand on the ESPN app. And the Tigers with under a minute to go. Oh boy. AP top 5 teams in the preseason in the last 40 years. Clemson and Penn State both 3-3 entering today. And the worst record through 7 games. Of course, Florida State went from 13-0 to the 2-10 a season ago. And there's a ball thrown in the neighborhood of Sapp and Deuce Harmon. The breakup.
All that being said, you know, a lot of injuries, lost his quarterback, coming out here competing hard.
Yep.
You know.
Look at Jennings, though. What a day they got, huh?
Yeah, he came out, he gutted out his injury. He was banged up pretty good and came through and got a W, well, potentially for his team. It ain't over yet.
Clemson will have a bye and then off to Duke on November the 1st. Here is Vizina. Hit as he throws. That'll be incomplete. Pressure by Terry Webb. And Maizano scooped it up and ran into the end zone just in case. SMU is going back to Dallas, and then they'll be in Winston-Salem next Saturday to see Wake Forest. Jake Dickert's team, who won at Oregon State last week. You saw a moment ago Kevin Jennings with the SMU Athletics Director Damon Evans. Clemson's not lost 3 games at home in a single season since 2001. And that was early in the tenure of Tommy Bowden as the Tiger head coach.
Clemson's got a few line issues they got to work through.
There's Vizina. That's Smith, another catch. He had the touchdown grab. And out to the 28 it'll go with 39 seconds left. William Nettles tackle for the Mustangs. Vizina, and this is Olsen, Pat Henry, shy of the 40-yard line. Maizano there. Here's a look at Wake, and then Steve, it's staring you right in the face on November 1. Miami comes to Ford Stadium in Dallas. And Pat Henry cannot hang on to that one. And I don't know if we can put that back up there one more time, but I know there is a trip on there. And just in kind of a passing way, a couple of weeks ago when we were in Dallas, there was a mention of Rhett Lashley talking about no matter what happens, they remember November. Miami at BC in November, where the weather could be a little dicey, coach. Louisville at home, and then at Cal.
Yeah, well, you know, this is how that saying goes. You never remember September, you sometimes remember October, and you always remember November. So that's it.
Now, Dana, that is a man right there that coached, who comes up with that statement.
You think?
Yeah, that is a man who coached.
So pro offensive lineman. I love it, Coach.
Oh, yeah. Here's Vizina throwing, and it is dropped, and that is the final play of the game. Tigers fall to 3-4. They're 2-3 in the ACC. Rhett Lashley and the Mustangs are 5-2 and 3-0 in the ACC. He is 11-0 coaching SMU in the Atlantic Coast Conference, and 2 guys with a ton of respect for each other. An embrace at midfield. The Mustangs come to Tiger Town and win 35-24. And Dana is with Coach Lashley.
Coach, a lot was made of this ACC championship rematch when the schedule came out for the 2025 season. Your team comes to Death Valley and you take down the gold standard in the ACC. How did your team get it done?
They believed. They played hard together. It's a great football team. I know Cade couldn't go. Hope he gets better. Our guy was banged up, played like an absolute stud, but we learned how to finish today. And game got late. We couldn't stop a 4th and 21. Offense took 6.5 minutes off the clock, scored. Just couldn't be more proud of them. This team is creating their identity as a finishing team, and we're 3-0 in the league.
Someone who showed their identity is your quarterback, Kevin Jennings. Like you said, activated Superman mode, passing 300 yards almost. How do you describe his gutsy performance?
He's a winner. He's the best quarterback in America. Everyone talks about everyone else. Been saying it since last year. He was the best player on the field in Charlotte last year. He proved it. Guys, the touchdown to Matt Hibner, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
The play to Jordan Hudson to ice the game, like on one leg, the way he played, that's our quarterback. That's Dallas and SMU's quarterback, and we couldn't be more proud of him.
I saw you breathing heavy. How's your stress level?
My stress level's great once I saw 3 zeros on the clock.
Good stuff. Congratulations.
Thanks, Dana.
Congratulations to Rhett Lashley and SMU. Tremendous road win. 35-24 the final. Mustangs are in the race as we make the turn in October and go to the second half of the ACC season. Stay tuned. Still to come. Pitt and Syracuse tonight. Chris Cotter, Max Brown, Kendra Douglas will be there for you. Don't forget ACC Huddle. Final score follows that coverage tonight with the Orange and the Panthers. Great to be with Steve Adazio, Dana Boyle. Ben Ward produced. Drew Shabby directed. Wes Durham from Tigertown. Good night.